say it. I'll let you embarrass yourself. But I just wanted to, first debate of the stream, extend the olive branch, give you one opportunity to save yourself the embarrassment. Try again. I guess if you want to go the route of saying, oh, I'm not going to answer the question because you're dumb, go ahead. But you're just embarrassing yourself, and I wanted to save you. I wanted to save you that embarrassment. So would you like me to repeat the question, or do you want to do the whole "you're dumb, therefore I'm not going to answer your question," making me look stupid thing? You're gonna run away. You're gonna leave the live like a beta male.
Fuck off.
Bye, beta. You're running away from me because I'm smarter than you. Wow, that one was crazy. I literally called him a beta male for running before he ran. 9 out of 10 times, that will keep them from running because they don't want to be the obvious loser. That guy didn't give a shit. No, he just got called out. He was like, oh, right, I do have my tail in between my legs and I am running away. Fuck you. Wow, Michael, you dropped the ball, man. That's crazy. Out of 3,000 individuals watching the stream, that is truly, I guess, the best argument that anybody on the right has. That one's wild, man. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next guest. Here we go. Michael got 8 up in like record time. Hello. Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
Why?
I hate him as an individual. My family kind of split both ways in who they voted for. But my only real reason for voting for him was mostly because of like foreign policy. I was mostly just concerned that Kamala would be taken a lot less seriously, based off of stuff.
Oh, based off of what stuff? The fact that she's black, or
mostly
the fact
just
she's
based
a
off
woman?
of her like performance.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Mostly just like how she presented herself, and the way that
That's very vague.
It's a little vague, I know. Because
Did you
I
know
was
that
really
we've actually?
split in
Did
the
you know that we had a
election.
UN Rights Council literally all laugh at Trump in his face, and then even after he met with Macron about a month ago, Macron and then Donald Tusk from Poland made a video and posted it on Twitter, like laughing and jeering at Trump for his handshake. And then we have leaked Kremlin documents where Putin says that Trump is easy to manipulate. And then we saw Donald Trump being Netanyahu's little chair boy, like pushing in the chair as he was sitting down yesterday. These are all prime examples of how other world leaders don't take Trump seriously at all. I'll give you another example too. So, like the whole Trump rescinding the tariffs thing. So all that Canada and Mexico had to do was like announce their border plans. But the funny thing is these border plans have already existed in Canada for 2 months and Mexico for 3 years. And they just had to act like they're new, which definitely had everybody behind the scenes in the Canadian government and Mexican government laughing at Trump because that soothed him, and then he stopped imposing the tariffs on them. Nobody takes him seriously. Can you give me an example of such actions and attitudes towards Kamala Harris from other world leaders?
So like, okay. And like I will preface this with the fact that like I don't like Donald Trump in general. Like, it's not that I voted for him because I think he's an amazing person, etc. I voted for him because out of 2 options that I didn't fully agree with, he seemed like the somewhat better
respond to what I said?
option. What?
Can you respond to what I said about how literally
Yeah, so,
nobody and other world leaders takes Trump seriously?
yeah, so,
And I
like,
gave you like 6 examples insofar
my
as how
only,
that's the case, plus the fact that we
yeah,
have no comparable examples
so,
and
like,
other world
I
leaders don't
don't
take.
think that Trump himself is what's going to be taken super seriously. My biggest concern is that a lot of people, such as, like you mentioned, Putin, would, like, those countries are not as, I'm trying to think of, like, the correct way to say this, but mostly, like, Russia and China, etc., are still extremely sexist countries in general. And, like, I'm really proud of the US. I am a feminist. I'm not anti-feminist.
You're not a
But I'm
feminist.
worried about the fact that, like,
No,
that would not work out well.
you can't say that you're a feminist while in the same breath saying that anybody with a vagina should be limited from being president.
No,
You
I
you
don't think that she should be
you can't
limited.
say
I
that.
don't
You
think a
literally
woman
can't say
should be
that.
limited from being president, but I think if there was going to be a woman, there is a better option. For instance, I really liked Hillary Clinton in comparison because I feel like she holds a lot more authority. If I was going to pick a female
Okay, so
president, I wouldn't think that
then
Kamala is the type of
why
person.
specifically did Kamala Harris not hold sufficient authority?
In my opinion, I think it had to
But what
do
does that even
with
mean? You have to be able
I think it
to
had to
like
do with her
Okay,
like
could you let me speak real
personality and
quick?
how
One
she
moment. You have
presented
to be okay.
herself.
One moment. Stop talking, please. I appreciate it. So I'm gonna need you to qualify like specifically what it is about Kamala Harris that makes her less presentable to foreign world leaders compared to Trump, because you're being very vague with your argumentation. And you're not really addressing my counterpoint. So, like, you made the point that you think that Donald Trump is going to be taken more seriously by foreign world leaders. I gave you a 7 point refutation of that argument that you didn't even address, acknowledge, or respond to. And then you went on to say that you don't think that she'll be taking that seriously because other foreign world leaders are sexist, essentially just advocating for the limitation of any woman to sit in the presidency. And then you go on to say that you would have voted for another woman even though your argument was that other world leaders are sexist. So I'm really confused. In summation, you're not addressing my argument. You're flip-flopping on your own beliefs. You've already contradicted yourself 4 times, and I don't really know if this vagueness is going to cut it.
Okay, so I what what my point was that I don't think if there was going to be a woman president, Kamala posed the correct
Kamala.
amount of poise and representation in herself, the way that her personality was, and the way that when she was debating and or talking at rallies, she wasn't really clearly addressing things, especially in her news presence, where there were very few interviews, and there were a few things that she said that kind of seemed to flip flop on themselves. I didn't think that she was a strong enough candidate to be the first woman president because of
Okay,
how other
give me her
forms
big
are.
give me examples of her biggest pitfalls of not responding to questions or flip-flopping on her beliefs that made her weak.
Yeah, so I didn't like how anytime she was kind of asked about immigration, etc., she kind of went back and forth on it. You saw the fracking interviews where she was back and forth on it. And then you saw like how at all of her rallies it was the exact same thing, and some of those points were disproven of how she was just a regular American, etc., and how she'd had this like job growing up and how she wanted the rest of the world to be like Detroit, etc. I did not
Okay,
really
so
like those, and I felt like
your
she flip
your
flopped a
two
lot.
points that you've only given so far is that she used to be anti-fracking, now she's seemingly pro-fracking, and that she wasn't clear on her immigration policy. So I'm going to address both of those points. So first of all, you saying that she's not clear on her immigration policy. She was more clear than Trump, and that's your fault for not learning, not listening, and not researching. She was incredibly clear about the policy that she wanted to influence to get passed through Congress to serve as a long term solution for the southern border. She said she supported Langford's bipartisan border bill, and which was almost passed through Congress under Biden and Harris before Trump torpedoed it. You just didn't do your research. Not to mention that Donald Trump has no announced long-term border solutions. I really want to put that out there. You could say no, 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 Dean, you're wrong all day long. You will not be able to give me a single EO or piece of legislation that he's either influenced or wants to influence through Congress or sign into law from the executive branch of the government that serves as a long-term border solution. Second point about going back and forth on fracking. So here's the thing. Yes, she did used to be anti-fracking. The sentiment of progressives in the Democrat Party in 2018, 2019 was very ban all crude, all crude oil drilling that's really bad for the earth, such as fracking. They learned that that is not an effective way to legislate, and that will never have a populist support. Now the progressives in our government say that we need to be focusing on investment into long-term renewable energy resources while also producing as much oil as we can right now, so when it becomes more affordable to switch to renewable forms of energy, we can dominate enough of the non-renewable energy market to do so with more ease, okay? And not to mention, let's just say that everything I just said was false, and she just straight up flip flopped without explanation. It's not like Donald Trump said that he was not in support of H-1B visas in 2016, and then 2 months ago said he is in support of H-1B visas, and when an interviewer asked him why he flip-flopped, he just said he didn't flip-flop. Or what about flip-flopping on being pro-peace before the election, and now he wants to maybe use the military to invade Greenland? He literally wants to ethnically cleanse Gaza and annex Canada and Poland, Canada and Panama, or that he says he's pro-law and order, but then he willfully and intentionally pardons January 6 protesters, some of whom drove stun guns into the necks of cops wanted on child sex related charges. So do we see here how your reasons are very unattainable, uncontrollable, and lacking in comparison?
Yeah, no, I do see it. I mean, it was kind of like, again, like I said, my whole family was very split. So it was kind of just like towards the moment, and I had problems with some of her morals, etc. But there was like,
Oh,
I was
what
saying, it
more?
is kind of vague and it's frustrating because
What
I
morals?
was kind of split both ways. And in
What
the end, I just,
morals? What morals?
so like personally, I really don't like her whole immigration thing. I didn't like how
Explain to me what her
I am
immigration thing is and why you don't like it.
I don't like the fact that she wasn't really, especially in Biden's term with her as vice president. I understand she doesn't have as much control as he does, and she's kind of lacking in that. But at the same time, I think that it did go extremely over the top. And then in her whole campaign, she was very
Be more
pro-immigrant.
specific. What went over the top?
I think the immigration, like the illegal immigration, was very unchecked, and I think it caused a lot of safety concerns. And
Do you mind if I
I
ask you a
live in a big
question?
city, so yeah.
Analogy time. If we're family, it's Thanksgiving, and you tell me to go to the grocery store and pick up a turkey that we could eat for dinner, and I go to the grocery store, I pick up the turkey, and on my way home I get T-boned by a drunk driver, and I never get that turkey back on the table. Am I culpable for that turkey not being on the table?
No.
Is the drunk driver culpable for that turkey not being on the table?
Yes.
Okay, the analogy here is the American people told the Biden-Harris administration to pass policy through Congress to reduce the impacts of the border crisis under their administration. Biden and Harris do that. They get a bipartisan border bill going with the support of Trump-endorsed Republicans and Democrats alike. Donald Trump, the drunk driver that T-boned them, calls Republicans in Congress and tells them to vote against the bill because he doesn't want the Democrats to take the win. Who's culpable for that bill never passing, letting the crisis, in your words, going quote unquote unchecked?
I see what you're saying. And look, maybe that's on me because I didn't research that enough. Like if that's what really happened, then yeah, but at the same time, like it he's
Well,
not a
at the same time, there's no argument because just in the same sense that I wouldn't be culpable for never getting that turkey on the table, and maybe Fox News would be saying Dean dropped the ball, Dean didn't act, Dean didn't get the turkey on the table because he was tasked with getting the turkey on the table, and there was never a turkey on that table. The same way you're saying that it was the responsibility, the burden, and the plan of the Biden-Harris administration to address the crisis at the southern border, and you have Fox News, Newsweek, and all these alt-right news sources or entertainment, as I'd say, saying it is their fault, their fault, their culpability, their responsibility. They dropped the ball. They didn't get it done. No, you blame the drunk driver that T-boned them in every single conceivable circumstance. That was Donald Trump who called the Republicans and told them to vote against the bill. That was Donald Trump who didn't want it to pass because he knew it would make them look good and probably win Harris the election. It was Donald Trump who stopped them from doing what they had to do to address a genuine issue that the American people didn't like. So that's the thing. There's no argument that it was the fault of the Biden-Harris administration at all. They did as much as they could have done, and even after Trump torpedoed this bill, then they passed an executive order that decreased undocumented crises by 60%. Crises? Jesus, I need to drink more of my Dr. Pepper. That decreased undocumented crossings by 60%.
yeah. I mean, then I can't really argue with that. Like, I'm not trying to argue a bunch of like non-existent stuff. It was just from what I saw and from what I could hear, etc. There was the one candidate that, in my opinion, seemed to be stronger and was going to kind of bring back some like scary foreign situations. To me, was Donald Trump. I also didn't agree with the extreme abortion thing that she kind of had going on. I am pro-choice. I just don't believe that it should be taken to such the extreme that it has been. And she kind of went back and forth on that and then was saying that late term ones aren't happening and that she wasn't going to touch it. And then, I mean, those are happening. I know that they happen. And for me, that was kind of like I really don't like that. And she did seem to talk in circles a lot in some of her interviews, and I couldn't, and maybe that's lack of my education or understanding. But to me, it was really hard to kind of put together exactly where she stood on a few things. And I was just not a big fan of the Biden Harris administration in general and what it did to my family. But
Yeah, yeah. It literally it's your fault. Sorry.
okay.
It took 5 minutes to get educated on her stance on abortion. At the debate with Trump, she was asked about her stance of abortion. Kamala Harris said that she supported the same protections under Roe. You could go on Google, invest 30
It
seconds of your
wasn't,
time
it,
to one moment to see
sorry.
what Roe does to protect a woman's access to abortion and when. My question for you is: you mentioned late-term abortions. Do you think that Kamala Harris was pro late-term abortions because of her policy-oriented position?
Yes.
Would you ever vote for a candidate that is pro late-term abortions because of their policy-oriented position?
I mean, not really, no, because I
Would you?
see
No.
it
Okay,
to
awesome. That's all I needed was a no. Would you ever support a candidate that was pro late-term abortion because of their policy-oriented position?
no.
No. So you would never vote or support a candidate that is pro late-term abortion because of their policy, and you think that Kamala Harris is pro late-term abortion because of her policy. Did you know that Kamala Harris and Donald Trump have the same policy for late term abortions? Under the protections offered by Roe v. Wade, after viability, access to late term abortions and the legality of such go back to the states. Donald Trump supports rescinding the legality of all abortions back to the states, meaning they have identical policy for late term abortions. You said you would never support a candidate who is pro late term abortions because of their policy, and if Kamala Harris is, so is Donald Trump, as the policy is identical. This means, in accordance with what you just told us all, is you would never vote for or support Donald J. Trump.
And I do live in Florida, and I think it's been taken to an extreme in Florida. But I will say that I think that Trump and Vance, though neither necessarily my favorite, I think that they do hold a higher favor of kind of taking the law down a bit, and keeping that in place as like compared to Kamala's. That's
What is Trump's policy for
so
late term abortions? We'll just clear this up. We'll clear the air.
limit on it.
What is Trump's policy for late term abortions?
As far as I knew, he wanted to get rid of them and was working on trying to make that happen.
No. Donald Trump made it explicitly clear that he will not sign any federal ban for abortions into law. He even got mad at JD Vance for saying that he would. Okay? Donald Trump supports access to late term abortions being determined by the states. Okay?
Okay.
Kamala Harris supports Roe. After Roe, after viability under Roe, access to abortion, right, is determined by the states. Same policy as Trump. You said Kamala Harris was pro late term abortion because of her policy. Well, you now also say that Donald Trump is pro late term abortion because of his policy.
Okay. I mean, in
You
my
will
opinion, he
or
was
you
trying
won't?
to get it banned. So I understand what you're
Trinity,
saying.
where does that opinion come from? He said that where's that opinion coming? Because that opinion's not coming from Trump. Where's that opinion coming from?
I mean, that's what I was like told and what I had remembered reading, etc. But then that's on me, and then I was misinformed. So,
Could you
like,
please give me any source or evidence to demonstrate that he supports even a late-term abortion ban? He's made it incredibly clear that he thinks all access to abortion should be determined by the state. Why do you think that just Trinity left? We're going to move on to the next guest. She was obviously just lying to us. We got Bobby Hart loading up in Holland. Hey, Holland, thank you for the $25 donation on Venmo. Holland says, finally got a Dean smile. And she got another one for the $25 donation. I want to see at least 250 big W's for Holland down below in that chat, as well as Jesse with $1. Thank you guys so much. Also, yeah, if you do want to donate to me on Venmo or PayPal, please use the link in my bio. However, if you do just type this in, please double check your spelling. There's a lot of fake scammer accounts out there that like scam 30 or 40 people a day. So please double check the spelling on that or use the link in the bio. Also, for the 6.3 thousand people in the stream, everybody right now double tap. Let's get up to 750,000 likes and 1,000 shares. Spam that chat. Let's get this live sending out so we can get some more Trump supporters in here to debate. Hello, Bobby. Did you
What's
vote
up, my
for
friend?
Dapey Donald?
Yes, I did.
You did. Why'd you do that? The worst presidential candidate of your life.
Well, I'm going to give you the answers that you're expecting. But can we talk about tariffs? Because I saw your video on tariffs, and it'd be cool if we could talk about the tariff situation.
What do you want to talk about?
You know, we both know. Well, I don't know if you know that the tariff was, a leverage tool, right? You agree?
No, I actually don't.
All right. So let me ask you this. Let's say that the tariff went into place, right? You know that Canada's.
You know that Donald Trump even like clarified on that. So he had somebody ask him at a press conference while he was in the Oval Office.
You just cut me off once.
I
haven't finished what I was saying. I'm trying to be respectful. All right, let's be cool because you're cool.
I know. I'm also trying to be respectful. I understand that cutting people off is like typically disrespectful, and I apologize for that. But what I just wanted to say there was Donald Trump did say to a news reporter in the Oval Office that had asked him if this was for leverage or purely economic reasons. He told the news reporter that it was for purely economic reasons.
Right. So when you're in it's considered a trade war. We could both agree on that, right? So when you're
they start trade wars.
Well, yeah, starting trade. It's eventually it could turn into a trade war, but we know it's trade war. You're not going to tell the opponent what your plan is, so that right there gets debunked. So, anyways, you know that Canada, the retaliatory tariffs, they said they're going to do 100%, and Mexico said 50%, right?
Did you just say that you think it's a good idea for Trump to not just try to talk to other countries to see if they could diplomatically work out what they want, and instead he should lie about the tariffs, say that they're for purely economic reasons, crash their economy and cripple theirs, and then ask for what he wants?
So I'll tell you why he has.
Wait, no, that's not what I said. No, you're not answering the question. You misheard me because the answer to my question couldn't possibly begin with "I tell you why." Like once again, I'm just clarifying on what you just told me. So I pointed out that at a news conference, Donald Trump said that this was purely for economic reasons, and then your response to that was, "Well, you never tell your opponent what your plan is, therefore that's debunked." So I just want to clarify. What you're saying is that Donald Trump's plan was to try to get something from Canada. And instead of Donald Trump trying to work that out with Canada diplomatically speaking, he instead said that we can't tell Canada what we want from them. In fact, we shouldn't tell Canada what we want from them. And we should just impose these tariffs under the guise of acting for economic reasons, wait for them to cripple our country and theirs, and then ask them. So you're saying to take the path of most resistance?
Right. So what's the question in what you just said? Because I'll answer and then I'll just continue.
That you think that that the president should take the path of most resistance that will hurt the most people to get what he wants.
So I'm not going to argue the fact that what he's doing is bullying. He's bullying into getting what he wants. I'm not going to argue that because that's what's going on. I can't.
Even if he could get what he wants without bullying and crippling economies, he should bully and cripple economies. He should take the path of most resistance.
So you think that he could have gotten the 10,000 extra soldiers on the southern border and the F, like I don't know if I could say it, the F word.
How could he could have gotten something that he already had? Canada's been deploying 10,000 troops to the southern border since
No,
2021.
no, Mexico added 10,000 more.
Wait, sorry. Yeah, I meant to say Mexico. Mexico has been deploying 10,000 troops to the southern border since 2021.
Yeah, and everyone's saying they were already there in the comments. Yes, they were there, but they're adding 10,000 more. I'm not saying they weren't there at all, and he just magically made this happen. They were there. We all know that. There's literally statistics that show that there were soldiers there. They're adding more. And
I don't believe that. The reason I don't believe that is because of the deal that he made with Canada. Because I think that you'd have, I know, but you'd have plausible reason to assume if maybe just Mexico announced that, then like maybe they're going to be adding another 10,000.
They did.
But because Canada did the same thing as Mexico, they just announced a plan that they already had. That just gives us reason to believe that this is nothing new and they're just re-announcing what they've already done. Like, for instance, in the same way Mexico said, we're going to add 10,000 troops to the border, like Canada said, well, we're going to spend $1.3 billion on additional border provisions. However, Canada already spent $1.3 billion on additional border provisions. That passed December 17th. So the logical explanation for Mexico is to assume that it's the same thing, since they had also passed a prior plan with the same addendums.
Dean, I know that the plan was there. I know it was there. I looked up the statistics before. In I don't know if it was 2022 or 2023, there was 32,000 soldiers in the same criteria that with this 10,000 more. They were already there. There's 32,000. They're adding 10,000 more. So I'm not saying because of the tariffs, this whole entire thing of adding soldiers to the southern border happened because of the tariffs. That never happened. But I'm not saying it happened because of that. They're adding to it. And that's why this is going to keep on going. That's why they have 30 days to...
I already gave you my refutation, but let's just assume that you're right. So you're saying
Right
they've
about
been
what?
able to
Hold on,
broker
right
a
about
deal
what?
to add an additional 10,000 troops to the southern border. So
You're saying that's wrong?
Okay, just allow me. Yes, I am, and I already gave you
I'm
my
sorry for cutting you
refutation.
off.
But
Continue.
assuming that you're correct, you're saying that Mexico's now brokered a deal with Trump to add an additional 10,000 troops to the southern border, the same way Mexico brokered a deal with Biden to add an additional 10,000 troops to the border. I have a question. Did Biden have to impose tariffs that crippled our economy and Mexico's to get those 10,000 troops?
No, but what they
So then why did Trump?
Because immigration was a problem with Biden, and me and you both know that it was a problem. Illegal immigration.
Wait. I have a question. So is Donald Trump saying that it's still a problem?
It's not. It's certainly not fixed. It's not fixed. This is a work in
So
progress.
it's still a problem. So
It's a work
if
in
Biden,
progress.
exactly my point. So if Biden can get 10,000 troops without tariffs, why couldn't Trump? Are you saying that Biden is better at negotiating with other countries than Trump?
So how many troops did Biden get on the southern border?
10,000. 10,000. Yeah, 10,000.
In his 4-year term, he only got 10,000.
No, that was in 2021. It was a one-time deal, the same type of deal that you're saying that Donald Trump is making now. Answer my question because you're not addressing it.
So what's
I'm
the
gonna ask you
question?
one more time because you want to avoid it because you know that I'm right. So both Biden and Trump were able to negotiate a deal with Mexico to get an additional 10,000 troops to the southern border. Yes?
I honestly don't know I don't know the statistics with Biden's with how many.
I
troops
told
he
you
had.
what they are. You could fact check them on me. So assuming
he
I'm telling
got-
the truth, is what I said correct?
So let me just clarify. He got 10,000.
Oh, sorry. He got 15,000. I'm sorry.
So in 4 years, he got 15,000 troops.
It was a one-time deal made in 2021, the same way this is a one-time deal made in 2025. Now, answer my goddamn
Okay,
question.
now what's the question? Don't get aggravated at me, little boy. Don't get
No,
aggravated.
I'm the reason I'm getting aggravated at you, Republican, is because you're avoiding answering my
what's the
questions
question? I'll
because you
answer
know
right
that
now.
you're gonna get fucking dunked on if you're honest.
Okay, don't get
so
mad,
be
don't get
honest.
mad.
No. I'm not being mad. I'm being honest. So just be honest, okay? Let
Right.
yourself go.
What's
Let
the question?
yourself get dunked on. It is going to help us all learn more about the world around us. So I want to make it clear
All right.
that both Biden and Trump were able to broker deals to have Mexico deploy 10,000 in the case of Trump, 15,000 in the case of Biden, extra troops to the southern border, correct?
Right.
Biden didn't have to use tariffs that crippled our economy
Okay.
and theirs to achieve this goal, but
Okay.
Trump did. Does this
Okay.
mean that Biden is better at negotiating than Trump is?
Yeah, I mean, if it's all subjective, I don't really say it's you taking one situation, and I know what you're doing, trying to manipulate the conversation. You went to school for debating. You know, that's not my expertise, but I like to continue on what happened, not with Biden, because we both know that this is a work in progress to fix the the border, right? Can we agree that it's a problem?
Yeah, no, it's been a problem for all of American history, and the last
Yeah.
people that are going to solve it is going to be MAGA. But
All right,
so I
so
just want to
the way-
clarify. So this talking point of like 10,000 extra troops to the border, it's actually a reason why we shouldn't support Trump because he's a bad negotiator.
Okay. So and then Canada, they had the. Am I allowed to say the drug, the F word? Because in TikTok.
No, you're
All right.
not.
So I'll just say
check
F.
yourself there.
I'll say F. Okay, the F drug. They have the Cesar now, right? In Canada, that's what they did recently, right?
They did in December, yeah.
Okay. So even if this was a 1%, if this was 1% better than what it was, right? That's still an
It
increase.
wasn't different at all.
No, I'm saying Canada added the F drug Cesar to their border, and Mexico added 10,000 more troops.
Oh,
right?
wait. So Canada didn't do this because of Trump's tariffs, though.
Oh, what? So what was this whole entire retaliation tariff with 100% in Mexico? I mean, 100% in Canada, and Mexico said 50%.
I'm confused. What you're saying? That was a
Canada's
retaliatory plan against Trump's tariffs?
Yeah,
How does
they
this
said-
relate to Canada's border plan.
So if the tariffs went through, right? You know, you're pretty smart. You're a smart kid. You know that it would affect Canada and Mexico a lot worse than it would affect us if the tariffs went through. It would affect all of us.
Obviously, how does this relate to what I said about the fact that Canadians' plan for the northern border was passed through their Congress in December before Donald Trump implemented an executive order to impose tariffs on them?
So let's just, like you said earlier, let's say I'm right. And before we were talking,
Why would
let's
we
say you're
say
right.
Why?
No,
why-
before you
wait,
said hypothetically, if I'm right.
It's not. Wait, it's not a hypothetical.
No, before
This
before
is
you said let's say you're right. Remember, you didn't remember saying that. We were doing it for argument's
Yeah, but the
sake.
difference is you
All
wouldn't
right.
be able to give me a source. I could give you a source.
I'll give you a source too. So let's say you're right about this, and it happened prior, right? You're saying what? December 7th. That's like the date everyone's
December
saying.
17th.
Okay, 17th. So December 17th. Let's say that happened, right? So from December, so when Trump got into office, right, up until now, right, they didn't do anything, is what you're saying? They haven't changed anything on the border?
Precisely.
So why didn't Trump let the tariff go through to Canada?
Because he didn't let the tariff go through because of how much it would hurt our own country and be bad for his approval rating.
So do you think Canada would let him push the tariff through? Or they would negotiate so
They-
it doesn't
they would-
happen?
yeah,
Because it would
Canada
affect
would have
them
let
so
him.
poorly. Oh, so do you know how much their GDP would be affected if the tariff went to Canada?
Yeah, it would have hurt them a lot.
Yeah, and even with the retaliatory tariff, it would still affect them worse than us. It would go down like
Indeed.
2.5 points. And
But Canada didn't do anything for Trump.
wait, say that again.
Canada didn't do anything for Trump. Trump backed down.
Right. So so they didn't do anything, is what you're saying, right?
I am saying.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, for argument's sake,
What,
that-
can you
let's
tell
say-
me what Canada did for him?
the drug Cesar on the border.
No, that happened in December. Once again, you're wrong.
So I'm telling you, for argument's sake, you're right. Let's say that it
Okay, so
didn't happen.
so if I'm right, what did Canada do to get Trump to back down?
You tell me.
Nothing. Trump bowed the knee because his
So then
plan
why
was shit.
didn't he put the tariff through?
Yeah, because of how much it was going to hurt and cripple the American people.
No, it would barely affect us. Canada
Oh
would be
no, not
the
true at all.
GDP
I
in
have a-
Canada would be. I have a source. I have a source.
Wait. Two things could be true at once. It can affect Canada more than us, but also still really affect us.
It
What
can
percentage of
affect
our
us.
oil and gas? One moment. What percentage of our oil and gas imports come from Canada?
I don't know the exact number, but I know it's a high percentage.
It's 70%. So experts would have estimated that the proposed tariffs on Canadian oil and gas would increase the price of your gasoline from anywhere from 30 to 70 cents per gallon. So the issue
Right.
here is although it would have hurt Canada more than us, because obviously our economy is significantly bigger than theirs,
Right.
it is the case that this would have had bad effects on America. So
Right, I'm not arguing
right,
that.
not only did the tariffs crash the U.S. stock market, destroy tech stocks and crypto stocks
that's gonna happen. We
before
know
they
that.
were implemented, it would have also significantly increased the cost of a lot of bare necessities to live, including but not limited to gas and oil for what we put in our cars, new lumber for construction, pharmaceuticals, avocados, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. My point is that Donald Trump ended up bowing the knee because of the low approval ratings of said tariffs, because of the retaliatory plan announced against us, and because of the inflationary effects that it would have had on our economy. And we know that is the reason because Donald Trump bowed the knee, because Canada held the line strong, didn't do anything for him, apart from put out a tweet that has led a lot of Republicans to be very confused.
Right, so let me ask you a question. What was his purpose of doing the tariff on Canada? Why did he want to do it in the first place?
Man, I'm not inside of Trump's head. No one.
Well,
can
what do
know
you
that.
think? What's your opinion? What do you think? Why do you think he did it?
To grow the manufacturing sect in America, and that's kind of intertwined with a lack of economic insight and knowledge.
Well,
Dude,
well,
you're
we all
really
know-
boring me. Is this guest like
Well, you're
confusing
getting
the
you're
shit?
getting questioned, and you're having.
Is this guy like boring the shit and confusing the shit out of anybody else in the chat? Go for it.
I'm the first guest you had that knows what they're talking about.
You don't know what you're talking about. You
Okay,
said that
I just
Canada
asked
announced
you-
a new. Well, 1 second. I'm still talking. You don't know what you're talking about. You said that Canada announced a new plan that they were going to implement for Trump. You had no fucking clue that they already passed that plan and signed it into law in December.
And,
You don't know
and
what you're fucking talking about.
for argument's sake, I'm saying you're right. I'm not arguing based on.
Wait. For argument's sake, I'm saying that if I'm right, then you don't know what you're talking about.
But I'm saying you for argument's sake, you're right on that point.
And for argument's sake, if I'm right, you
And
don't
we're
know what the fuck
arguing-
you're talking about.
And we're arguing on that.
Wait.
premise.
If I'm right, then you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because like
You-
you said
you
it was a
wanted to
new
let me-
plan. Wait. So how can you say that it was a new plan, yet it was actually an old plan, while you also know what you're talking about?
Because the answer to that question is you can answer it for me. Why did he put the tariffs in the first place?
You're not responding to
Give
what
me
I'm
an
saying.
answer.
I'm specifically talking about your statement where you said that you know what you're talking about. Buddy, you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay,
You
okay,
said
okay.
something that was false about the plan announced from
Right.
Canada.
Right. So the answer to the question you just asked me is the answer is the same answer as to why he put the tariffs in the first place. That would be the answer. If you can tell me why
I don't
he
even
put
know what
the
those
tariffs-
words mean. Does anybody else understand the grammatical structure of that sentence?
Now you're just trying to
what it's in
belittle me.
reference to? I'm just saying.
right.
Like the
So
words
I'll
that
get
just
to-
came out of your mouth. I don't even understood what they mean. I
right.
had no clue what you just said. I don't understand
Okay.
what it related
I'll
to.
simplify it
I
for
don't
you.
understand its greater meaning. I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. And quite frankly, I don't think you do either.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you the same question, and I'm going to get to a point, and then it'll make more sense for you. Why do you think, if in your opinion, if you were in Trump's head, I know you're not, why do you think he put the tariffs on in the first place?
Yeah, to build the American manufacturing sector while also pressuring Canada into annexation.
Okay, so everybody knows, and I know you hate Trump. I know you don't like him. He's got people around him that know how the economy works. He knows that if he puts a tariff on them, it's going to affect all three countries. It's going to affect
Yeah, he
everybody.
did. So he did. So he said that this will cause pain to American consumers.
Yes, okay, so at least we know that we can't disagree on the fact, right? So he wants to implement a tariff just for the sake of having American businesses when it negatively affects us, is what you're saying.
Exactly, precisely.
Right?
That's why he's
Okay,
bad.
so you-
That's why
okay.
he's very bad for the economy.
Okay. So that right there, it came out of your mouth. I really hope you realize how ridiculous that sounds. Because let's just say, right?
Wait, whoa. I do understand how ridiculous that sounds. That's why I don't support Trump.
But-
Precisely. Exactly my fucking point. Wow. Now we're getting somewhere. Fucking facts, bro. Dead ass. And you understand that everything I just said came out of Trump's mouth. I said his plan to build the manufacturing sector in the America? Well, that comes from when Trump told the news reporter that he's doing this purely for economic reasons. Or what about the plan to annex Canada? That comes from like 3 days straight of posts on Truth fucking Social. Like, yeah, it is ridiculous. Round of applause for the guests, chat.
So that's why you voted on one side, because you think the most extreme scenario, right? And that's why people like me voted for Trump, and they don't think that. They don't think that he's a complete idiot. Look, I know he's an asshole. His
Because
character's
you don't
terrible.
believe what he says. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
because you do mental
anyway,
gymnastics. You
let's
just
get back
straight
to
up
the-
don't believe what he says, I know. Don't worry. I understand the contortion that it takes to support Trump. You just don't use critical thought. When Donald Trump says something, you either mindlessly believe it, such as you did with the outcome of the 2020 election, or the whole claim about Biden and Harris causing the border crisis or causing inflation. But when Donald Trump says something that is just utterly fucking absurd and like indefensible, you're just like, oh, I'm going to ignore that and call anybody that didn't ignore it crazy and absurd.
You know why he's saying that? I like, again, to the original point. He has leverage, and he's not going to tell the other countries what his plan is. We both know he has leverage because we're the greater economy. We
Why
have
would he
the
not
leverage
tell other countries what his plan is?
because he wants to get what he wants, and he's going to bully his way to it. Like I said earlier, I can't defend that he's a bully. I can't defend that. And that's why it's a work in progress. They have 30 days.
Let me speak. Let me speak real quick. So I just want to clarify. You think that he doesn't want to tell Canada what his plan is, so he could bully them into doing what he wants, compared to, I don't know, diplomatically negotiating it?
When I say bully, it's because he has the leverage, and he has the
But
capability
he
of
could
getting what
use
he
that
wants.
leverage to diplomatically negotiate what he wants.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. You
Compared
said
to using it to bully him. Like,
So-
like for instance, I'll
Let me
just
say-
give you an example, assuming that you're right.
I don't wanna
Let's
lose-
just assume that everything that's coming out of your mouth is right. Instead of like signing an executive order into law for tariffs, lying about why he signed the executive order into law and tariffs, crashing U.S. stock markets, and causing a substantial amount of Canadians to boycott American products, he instead could have been, "Hey, Canada, up your border patrol, or we're going to sign the tariffs into law."
so you're saying Joe Biden did it diplomatically, right?
Well, that was a whole argument I gave earlier. About
Well, I
months
know
ago.
what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
And
but
I don't understand how Joe Biden is related to this. Honestly, man,
You're
if
saying
you want to
that-
go off on a tangent about Joe Biden, I'm going to kick you and move on to the next guest.
No.
'Cause you haven't been able to stay on track with anything that I've been giving to you this whole time. I've been confused. The viewers have been confused. Either directly respond to what I just pointed out about Trump's inability to govern, or I'm just going to move on.
Okay. So you're saying he can't govern because he can't do it diplomatically, right? He has to use his.
So I'm saying that your explanation about Trump and his tariffs and why he said it was purely for economic reasons is complete and utter bullshit. Because if you assume what you believe to actually be true, all that means is that Donald Trump would rather crash the US stock market, hurt foreign relations, inflate the Canadian dollar, cause future markets in oil, gas, lumber, new construction, pharmaceuticals, etc., to all go to bullshit, instead of just diplomatically negotiating it with that same lever of leverage by saying if they don't do what he wants, then he'll sign the executive order of tariffs into effect.
Right, like you said, diplomatically, right? You're saying that's what he should have done. Is
Yeah,
done
he
it diplomatically
negotiated it with the threat of tariffs.
without the threat. You're saying, or with the threat.
With the threat of signing tariffs into law if they don't do what he wants.
So that's what you're saying he should have done.
I'm saying it would have been better than what you're describing.
Well, isn't that what he did?
No, because he signed the tariffs into law and by your own word of mouth lied about why he was signing the tariffs into law and then used it to negotiate.
Oh, so you're saying it's a difference if he signed it into law and didn't. So if he didn't, they're just going to think.
Yes, there's a big difference between
Yeah, I know.
signing tariffs on Canada into law, saying that the reason he's signing those tariffs into law is for economic reasons, while just concealing his ultimate motive of wanting something from Canada, and comparing to telling Canada that he wants them to bump their border patrol, and if they don't in the next 30 days, then he will sign the tariffs into law.
Right. So how is that diplomatic if he's using a threat?
Diplomatic behaviors just has to do with the adjacent exchange of information to negotiate an ultimatum of one country doing something for another country.
Right. And you said to threaten to use tariffs.
Yeah, and that would have been a better plan than what you're describing.
Right. There you go. And did you catch that, Dean?
No, I'm confused.
So you're saying he should have threatened to use
No,
tariffs.
I'm not. No, once again, that's not what I'm saying he should have done. I'm saying that this is a plan that would be significantly better than the plan you're describing.
Okay. So what did he actually do? because the plan I'm describing is what he did.
Bobby, what did he actually do? I told you 4 fucking times. We're just gonna skip him. Hi, did you vote for Trump?
I did.
Okay, why did you vote for the worst presidential candidate of your life?
Well, I was old enough to vote for him the first time, and I was much happier under him the first go around than I was the previous administration.
Okay, so you're just happy under his first advent compared to Biden and Harris. So how did Biden and Harris make you less happy?
Well, so I didn't mean to, I guess, say happier. I said, I think I meant more like financially okay.
So how did Biden and Harris make you more financially strained?
Well, I think it's the lack of what they did. I don't think that they were completely terrible or that they spent like more money than every other administration, things like that. I just think it was the lack thereof.
Okay,
You know,
so
they
what
didn't
could
do
they have done?
enough.
What could they have done that they didn't do that made you financially strained?
A lot of different things. I mean, I just feel like, as a president, you have the ability to control the economy in many different ways, and the amount that they were spending in other places that weren't affecting Americans here at home, it was kind of ridiculous.
How much did they spend in other places that didn't affect Americans here at home?
I mean, it was billions. I mean, Ukraine alone.
Okay, billions.
Ukraine alone.
Billions. So 1/32 of our military budget has gone to Ukraine over the course of the last 4 years, right?
Why
That's
is
because the
any
Budapest
going there?
Memorandum. One moment.
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
that's what I'm telling you. If you'd stop interrupting me, because the Budapest Memorandum signed in the 90s. So I have a question: how did the $96 billion that went to Ukraine make you more financially strained?
Well, like I said, I didn't get more financially strained in my life. I wasn't like extremely, I think after COVID, if anything, yes, we were all more financially strained, but it was the lack of the Biden administration, recovering the economy in the way that I expected another
Okay.
president.
Can you name another country in the G7 that recovered their economy from COVID better than Biden and Harris did? No, you
Well,
can't, because US recovered the best, okay? There is not a single country in the G7 that recovered from the inflation onset by the pandemic compared to Biden and Harris, and Biden and Harris did the best out of any world leadership to serve their constituents. They passed some of the most monumental legislation in modern US history, and they did phenomenal. Here's my hypothesis, right? The only reason you say that they didn't do enough is because the economy was still hurt. And if the economy was still hurt at any level, you would still be saying they didn't do enough, even though they did the best out of any other leadership in the G7. Am I right or wrong?
I mean, I could say that you do have a point about us recovering better than other economies than the G7, but I also think that they have their own spending problems and their own things that, other countries are ran different. So I can't really comment on them. I can comment on ours.
Spending problems. So Donald Trump's economic plan is only going to benefit those making over $395,000 per year when we'd also factor his proposed
Well, I mean,
tariffs into
federal
effect.
spending
When
problems.
we'd also factor his proposed tariffs into effect. His proposed economic policies estimated to cost $8.5 trillion, which is almost twice as much as every single dollar that Joe Biden signed into law to be spent by our federal government over the last 4 years. And that's just one of Trump's policies. Not to mention that even if we just evaluate the last 2 terms respectively, Donald Trump spent $8.6 trillion, Biden and Harris spent $4.6 trillion, non-COVID related. Trump spent $4.8 trillion, and Biden and Harris only spent 2.2. If you want to talk about spending problems, according to the numbers, Biden and Harris are actually the most conservative, right, spenders that we've had in like modern American history.
Right. And that's where me and you differ is I think that there's a spending problem within our government, not within a side of a political party.
Now, I agree that there has always really existed a spending problem with the taxpayer's dollar, but the point is this problem is less present within Biden or Harris than it would be in Trump.
I mean, that could be your argument, and I understand that you support them and you support their policies and you have your reasoning behind that. But again, I think
Buddy,
that
that's
we
just
can
what the
both
number
argue.
says.
Well, I'm sure I'm telling and we're gonna move on to, this term because
No,
that's
no, no,
what
no, no,
matters
no.
is this term.
Okay, I already hit on all three. One of Trump's proposed policies for this term that only benefits people that make over $400,000 per year costs twice as much than all of the debt-related spending signed into effect over the last 4 years by the last administration.
Right, and that's what I'm getting at, and I'm moving to the Department of Government Efficiency that we're going to be making cuts with. That's like, without a doubt, that's going to help federal money not get spent.
Okay, so how are they going to cut at a bare minimum $4 trillion to not spend as much money with one bill as Biden and Harris spent over the last 4 years?
They're going to have to make some serious cuts.
I know, but you got to tell me what they're going to cut. Because when
Well,
we're
we're
talking
already
about,
discussing
let me
things
speak.
in the U.S.
Let me speak. Like, because when we're talking about $4 trillion that they must cut to even out what Biden and Harris spent with just one bill, not all of their legislation, just one. That means like serious cuts in the military. That means like serious cuts in Medicare, Medicaid. Like so far, they've just been attacking very like small things like DEI or USAID or leaving the WHO, the Paris the Paris Climate Agreement, or like fucking like all this other bullshit. Like they have no announced plans that is going to cut $4 trillion just to break even with one bill.
Well, I'm glad that you admitted that those programs are bullshit and needed to go, but
When did I admit that? Dude, you fucking loser. I never admitted that. I
you
straight up
just
just
said they're
said
bullshit. They don't significant. They're not significant.
I said that they're not significant insofar as how much our federal government is spending. Tell me where they're going to cut $4 trillion just to break even on one bill. Like, would you agree that the only way to cut $4 trillion is to seriously carve out the military, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, etc.?
I think if you cut from every other program aside from those ones that you guys consistently talk about, then you would probably get pretty close to that cut.
Okay, name them.
Making like food stamps. You could go. There's a lot of different routes that I know you guys would use your scare tactics and like get people all riled up and stuff like that. But there can be cuts from every other area aside from military, Medicare, and Social Security.
So I just want to clarify that you want Donald Trump to get rid of food stamps so we could pay for a bill that only benefits the top 3%. Also, not to mention that food stamps cost our federal government about $110 billion per year, which would only raise $1.1 trillion over 10 years, meaning that it would only account for 25% of the cutting in which would have to take place to break even for one of their policies.
Right. And I get how you feel about that, but I think that the food stamp program is highly taken advantage of.
Okay, well, now you're attacking an entirely different issue. You're just saying fuck poor people because I hate them, it's taken advantage of, but you're not really answering my question.
No, I
of
grew
what
up
they're
poor,
going to
so I'm
cut to
definitely
break
not
even.
saying
One
that.
moment of what they're going to cut to break even with another 10 years of the TCJA. Because okay, cut food stamps, you're 25% there. What else are they going to cut?
Okay, like I said, there's many other areas, like in the
Like what?
USAID, they're finding things like that are crazy that are being reported today. And I'm sure you're
Yeah.
going to say that none of them are true.
Okay. USAID. Cut it all over the next 10 years. That's going to save them $400 billion. So now you're not 25% there. You're 1.5 trillion of the $4 trillion that must be cut to break even with their tax plan. So what else are they going to cut?
Like I said, Dean, I'm not in their position, but there are multiple areas that you can cut that have nothing to do with the areas that you guys like to scare people on.
Okay, got it. So in other words, you're just making a baseless assumption with no reason, right?
Just like you're saying that Canada wouldn't send us oil when you know that it's crude oil and they need us to refine it and that they buy it back from us.
So I've actually
They
never
would
said
never
that
cut us
Canada-
off.
So I've actually never said that Canada will not send us oil. I've said that Doug Ford has considered the possibility of Canada not sending
Yeah,
America
your previous
oil, which
guest you
is
said
a
that they
substantial
could
claim.
do that because you said that how you asked him. You said how much percentage of oil do we get from Canada?
Oh, I was talking about what was going to be tariff. That wasn't a baseless assumption. That was a fact.
Right. So if we tariff them, you're saying that Canada would not sell us the oil that they buy back from us refined?
No, they would sell us the oil, but we'd be paying 10% more for it, which was my claim. I said that the price of
Okay,
your gas
and then we would
on
just
imported
sell it
oil is
back
going to
to
go up
them for
by 30 to
10% more.
70%.
We would just sell it back to them refined for 10% more. That's how business works.
Wait, I'm really confused of what you're saying. We get crude oil from Canada.
We get crude oil, and we do what with crude oil?
We then refine it and sell it in our gas stations.
And we sell it back to Canada, right?
Because we sell a lot of the refined oil in America to other countries, sure, some of that would be exported, but what would stay in America is the shit that you put in your car, meaning that you'd be paying more for it.
Right, but I'm discussing once it goes back to Canada, it would not be in their benefit to tax us or quote unquote put a tariff on us because we could just put a returned tariff on them to make that money back.
The bump in the price that you're paying for oil, for gas, sorry, is not coming from a tariff that Canada's imposing on us. It's coming from the tariff that we're imposing on them. Also, could you spell tariff?
Can I spell tariff? Tariff?
Okay, there you go. I was just curious. So, anyways, yeah. So the reason gas would cost more in our country is because of the tariff that we'd be imposing on them.
Yeah, Dean, just because you vote a different way doesn't mean that you're like some dumb hick Republican.
I never called you a dumb hick Republican.
I know how you
could
speak
spell
to
tariff.
people though, and you're like, can you spell?
Okay, so that's like interesting and all, but do you not have a refutation of what I just said?
I honestly missed it just because I thought I'd say that because I've noticed how your character.
So the
is with
reason
other people.
why gas would cost more in our country is because of the tariff that we'd be imposing on Canada, not a tariff that Canada would be imposing on us.
Right, but I'm saying that they would not be smart to do that because we would just sell them back higher priced refined oil that they need. They can't do shit.
I
with crude oil.
don't know if you're not hearing me. They're not doing anything. It's we who are doing something.
And you're saying in response that they could, like you said, Doug Ford said or whatever, that he could shut us off. He could turn the tap off, right? I'm saying
I
they
find
could
that
not
unlikely as
do
well.
that because their own citizens would not have refined gas in the entire country.
Oh, yeah, we agree there. I find that unlikely as well. But my point was that the tariff that we impose on Canadian oil is going to increase the price of our own gas.
Okay, well, at least we can agree that it literally just won't happen. Like, I know that he says these things, but sometimes you guys go on your videos and you're like, we have breaking news. Doug Ford said he'll turn the tap off. And it's
Which
like,
is true.
dude,
which
that's a
is
scare
true
tactic,
breaking
and you know
news.
it.
Okay, I agree that it's unlikely that that outcome would occur. Now, how does this refute anything that I've said? I accuse you of making a baseless assumption, and then you accuse me of making a baseless assumption. What is a baseless assumption that I've made?
Well, I'm saying that the baseless assumption that you made was basically to the last guy that, we basically need Canada. If we were to do that 25% tariff, that they would somehow, charge us more, tariff our gas more, or shut off, giving us gas.
No,
as
you just
Doug Ford
misheard me.
said.
No. You just misheard me. So what I told the last guest is that if we tariff Canadian oil, we pay more for the gas at our pumps.
Right, but also us.
So So in other words, I didn't make a baseless assumption, correct?
Yeah, but what would happen if?
So
we
yeah, okay, awesome. So then concede and say that no, Dean, you didn't make a baseless assumption.
I mean, in my opinion, it was a more not baseless, but like more of a like.
I didn't even mention Doug Ford to the last guest.
I knew who you were talking about.
Literally all that I said to the I wasn't talking about what Canada was going to do in retaliation to the U.S. at all. All that I said is that when we tariff Canadian oil, we pay more for Canadian oil.
Right.
Right, and that's not a baseless assumption. That's a fact of economics.
Right. I mean, it's a fact of economics that when things are tariffed, things go higher priced until there's a competition in the market that can challenge that, for sure.
So perfect. Admit that I didn't make a baseless assumption, and let's move on.
Okay. I mean, I
So anyways,
just
going back
think
to
it's
your
more of a
baseless assumption.
It's more of like a scare tactic for your viewers, though, and I want them
Wait,
to
what's the
understand
scare
that that's
tactic?
never.
Wait. What is this scare tactic that I told my viewers? I haven't fucking talked about Doug Ford once on this live. What the fuck are you saying?
It's not this live, Dean. I mean, go through your videos, how you guys start your videos. It's you guys feed off of this scare tactic thing.
Okay. So in other words, you're not actually here to debate me about why Trump is better than Kamala Harris because you know that's an indefensible view, and you'd rather just moan, whine, and complain about my videos like a baby. Is that what you want to talk? Because if you want to talk
not at
about the
all.
videos that I post, let's do it. But all that you're telling me is that you know that you cannot defend a Trump presidency.
Oh, I absolutely can defend it.
Okay,
Because
so then tell me why
again,
Donald Trump is a
if
better
we
candidate for the
become,
presidency compared to
if we
Kamala
are,
Harris.
Boo!
if we are
scare tactic. Boo! Boo!
What's up, Parker?
Boo! You better be scared now. Boo!
I must be doing all right. If Parker hops in,
He came up here to be a ghost and scare you, and you think that means that you're beating Dean in a debate? What is it with you, bro? Okay. Hey, I have a question. Would you ever support a candidate that says they're going to ethnically cleanse a country?
I need more detail. See, again, you're doing that whole thing before you hear details about what he's referring to, and I just need to understand kind of what the plan would be there. I would need to.
Let's just start here. Is ethnic cleansing always wrong?
Well, absolutely, but you're saying ethnic cleansing. He's talking about cleaning up an area.
Okay. So if ethnic cleansing is always wrong, would you ever support a candidate that wants to ethnically cleanse?
No, of course not. But that's not what you're making false assumptions.
What is ethnic cleansing?
That is literally unaliving. That is unaliving people, cleansing them. You can't just like move the ethnic cleansing. Isn't like giving them money and saying, "Hey, here, live in this really nice place while we clean this area up." That's not
okay.
ethnic.
So in other words, you just don't even know what ethnic cleansing is. Go on Google, read the definition of ethnic cleansing, come back and apologize.
Okay, well, in the context that you're saying it,
No. I'm being dead serious. Go on Google, read the definition of ethnic cleansing, come back and admit you're wrong. Like I don't even need to do like because this is just like a disagreement on dictionary definitions. And by the way, I thought that dictionary definitions were so important to you guys. Always saying, "Oh, a man is this and nothing but this," but all of a sudden, ethnic cleansing is so subjective, even though we've had the same definition for the last 350 years. No, so yes, the definition of ethnic cleansing isn't specified to the killing of people of a certain ethnicity. That would be.
are you allowed to
genocide.
say that? I'm just curious.
Yes, I am. However, it also would pertain towards the displacement of where they live. So, yeah, when Donald Trump is like, we are going to forcibly remove all of the Palestinians living on the Gaza Strip, flatten it, do something with it, that is definitionally speaking ethnic cleansing. Don't debate me, debate the dictionary definition. If you have any qualms or disagreements with what Dean Withers is saying, go on pause, go to Google, type in ethnic cleansing definition, and have Google prove you wrong. Not me, as I would find that to be a significantly more credible source.
I mean, is
with
it-
a more difficult time refuting?
Is it one of those situations where there's like definition 1 and 2?
No, this is it's not one of those situations. This is just what ethnic cleansing is. It's textbook, it's plain, it's pure, it's simple, it's easy
Okay,
to
so
understand. Nope.
I will. No,
I'm
I'll
being dead
concede to
serious.
that. I'll take your word of that. And what I think that I'm trying to clear up, I guess, for anybody that's listening, we're not discussing ethnic cleansing in the way that like Mustache Man did in the day. We're discussing, removing people from an area.
So yeah, we are not discussing the ethnic cleansing of Jewish individuals from Germany, Poland, and France. We are rather discussing the ethnic cleansing of Palestinian individuals from the Gaza Strip. So you said that you think that ethnic cleansing is always wrong, and you never support a candidate who wants to ethnically cleanse. Does this mean that you would never support Trump?
No, because I didn't hear him say forcefully once. I think he said something along the lines of, I don't think they're going to want to be there. The place is a rubble. The place is a mess. We're going to talk to places like Egypt and Jordan and see if they would take some of these refugees. I think that they would want to go there, and we're going to rebuild. The place has always been a hot zone. It should become a nice civilization. It's literally always been a hot zone. And I think anybody that knows anything about that area agrees that for 100 years, it's literally been a terrorist hot zone.
Okay, so
What are we gonna do?
So what
We're
are
just
you
gonna
saying?
leave it?
So okay, so yeah, you want to know, you want an evidence that he wants to forcibly remove them. You got it, my man. All that I want you to do is go on Google, type in Mississippi Free Press. Trump wants to forcibly remove Palestinians. Also, you could go to Reuters. Trump aids and defends his Gaza takeover and the proposal of forcibly removing
He was literally speaking to
Palestinians.
people on video, though. I'm going off of
Okay,
what he
so
said. If
yeah,
you have that, I
so
can see.
I am too. So wait, are you saying that he would just let people stay there?
I'm saying that his words were not forcefully
So so how's he gonna remove them?
he is going to give them an offer, like he said. He thinks that they're going to want to do that.
Okay, so he's going to give them an offer. He's not going to forcibly remove the Palestinians, and he's just going to let them stay on his
So
land.
what are you going to do whenever it actually
Wait,
comes?
I just want to clarify. You think that he's just going to let them stay on his land? You know, I say we just listen to it. How about that? Let's just pull it up. How about that?
What are we going to do, or what are you going to say to your viewers whenever it comes out?
Let's just listen real quick. You know, I fucking hate MAGA. I hate you. I have hate in my heart for you. And the reason why I literally hate you is because of the spineless interactions and concessions that you will make to ethnic cleansing.
You are the reason I built this page, Dean, 2 weeks ago.
Now let's go ahead and play his clip. I hate people that will so willingly defend ethnic cleansing. Also, okay, thanks for being a fan, and I'll stand 10 toes deep in that. And if you think I'm crazy, I think you're crazy.
We have major breaking news right now.
We're just gonna go ahead and listen to the clip through Aaron's
The United
page.
States will, quote, own and take over the Gaza Strip and forcibly remove the Palestinians living there to other areas in Jordan or Egypt. This is the first time he has said that the United States will take over the Gaza Strip, which likely means military boots on the ground. Don't believe me? Watch this.
Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area.
So what he is saying is the United
Oh, perfect. Well, now we know exactly.
Where
what
did
Trump
he
says.
say forcefully remove people in that entire clip? Besides the news anchor that said it.
Good question. So the answer to your question is the fact that he wants to level the land and destroy all of the buildings. That'd be the forceful removal.
The buildings that are
of
halfway
there.
falling over, Dean.
Yes, exactly. Where people live in these halfway destroyed buildings because of the ethnic cleansing and war crimes already being committed by the state of IDF. And then here we have Trump wanting to go in there and quote unquote finish the job. Indeed, now going back to what I said, I have a question. Do you live in a house?
Do I live in a house? Yes.
Yes. Okay. And if you had a general contractor go up to your front door, knock on it, and when you opened, they told you that they were going to destroy your house with a wrecking ball tomorrow and level the lot, would you be forced to move out of your house?
How did you know I was a general contractor?
I didn't know you're a general contractor. I said if a general contractor did this. So answer my question.
So the answer to your question would be that the law would require you to move at a certain point when your house is diminished.
No. We're not even going to assume that laws
So
exist.
the answer is yes, I would have to.
So we're not even going to assume that laws exist, okay? Someone
But they
comes up
do.
to your front door, and in this hypothetical, they fucking don't. Someone comes up to your front door, says, we are going to level and destroy your house tomorrow. Would you be forced to move out of your house?
If my house was destroyed in a manner that it is not safe to live in, then I probably would leave if they showed me.
No, would you be forced to?
Nobody is saying forced. He is saying that he does
No.
not. believe-
Oh my God! Wow. So
He
I just want to
literally
make this
said-
clear. I want you to give me a yes or a no. If anything but a yes or a no, I'm gonna mute you and I'm gonna ask again. Somebody comes up to your front door. You answer the door. They say that in 24 hours, we will own the plot of land that your house exists on, and we will demolish your house, and we will level the plot. Would you be forced to move out of your house in the next 24 hours?
If I lived in Palestine, yes. If I lived in Gaza,
Thank you for the concession.
yes, I would. If I lived in Gaza and I had undetonated explosive bombs in the area, and the house was halfway
for
falling
the
apart,
concessions.
and you were finding
it.
bodies still under the
Sir,
rubble.
Sir, you did it. Thank you. You did it. You've now conceded that Donald Trump wants to ethnically cleanse Gaza.
That's not ethnic. That's not ethnically cleansing.
Yeah, you just agreed that it's a forceful removal of all the Palestinians that live on the
No,
Gaza Strip.
I did not just say that. You just
did,
tried
okay.
to use a hypothetical, and I told you that your hypothetical, first of all, doesn't apply because laws do exist. And you asked me if I would do it, and I live in America, and if my house is halfway falling down, they actually remove you. Yes, that happens. Like a meth house, when it blows up, you have to move out of it.
Okay. All right. Well, he said the name of that drug, so we got to kick him. So that's like why I hate that guy specifically. And like, I also hate anybody that thinks like him. Like, if you think that you're not forcibly being removed from the Gaza Strip when you want to level, demolish, and destroy the Gaza Strip, you know, it's just dishonesty. It is dishonesty. And like, hey, I actually want to invite a handful of the people saying that he won in the comment section, like D and GY. Like, I just want to ask you guys a question. I already invited a couple people. Now everybody's gonna start re-spamming it because they want to be able to get up here too. No, I already invited like 2 people, but like that's just like, that's crazy. That is crazy fucking work. Hey, you vote for Trump?
No.
Okay,
So
I'm
I
just looking to debate individuals that did. Clee, you said that last guest won, right?
Yes.
Yes. Question. So if I came up to your door and I said that I'm going to own your land in 24 hours and I'm going to demolish and destroy and level your house, would you be forced to evict yourself from your house?
Repeat that.
If I came up to your house and I knocked on your door and I said in 24 hours I'm going to own the land that your house is on, and I'm going to demolish it, destroy it, and level it, are you going to be forced to move out of your house?
Correct.
Oh, so the last guest lost because we were having a debate on if Donald Trump wanted to forcefully remove the Palestinians on the Gaza Strip. He said no, I said yes, and that's the reason why I said yes. So seemingly you'd agree with me over the last guest. So how did the last guest won if you agree with me over him?
I agree with that point, but
Well, that was the point that was being debated. That was the only point that was being debated. That was what the entire debate was about. If Donald Trump was committing ethnic cleansing, me and him both agreed that it would only be ethnic cleansing if the individuals were forcefully removed, right? Because that is how ethnic cleansing is definitionally defined, right? And that was my reason why it was the forceful removal of the Palestinians on the land, right? Because Trump wants to do to the Gaza Strip what I just described in that hypothetical I would do to your house.
correct. You're correct on that point.
Oh, so we lost. Got it. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes.
Well, man, shit. Now that you said I was correct that Donald Trump wants to ethnically cleanse Palestine, would you ever support a candidate that wants to ethnically cleanse anywhere?
It depends.
It depends. So sometimes ethnic cleansing is okay. Already off to a bad start. Can you name one thing that Kamala Harris was going to do, not only to Americans, but to the world that is worse than ethnic cleansing?
Not secure our borders.
Okay. So not passing legislation to secure the southern border is worse than ethnic cleansing?
Ethnic cleansing, though, the way you were saying it, or he was saying it for the safety of the people that live there.
Yeah, you know, in the American South during the time of Emancipation era slavery, people would argue that slavery should be legal for the safety and the livelihoods of the enslaved people. I mean, it's just disgusting rhetoric.
I don't agree with that. Yeah,
That these rights violations are justified for the benefits of the individuals whose rights you were violating, right? But I just want to clarify here. You genuinely do think that not imposing a long-term solution for the southern border is worse than ethnic cleansing?
I don't know, honestly, on that one.
You don't know? I'd say not. But
I
I
mean-
mean, let's just assume that it is. It seems like Trump is really bad because Trump doesn't have a long-term solution for the southern border that he wants to influence to get passed through Congress.
I mean, I think it'll come with time.
So you
Things take
agree that he
time.
doesn't have one, right?
As of right now, it's just get those that are dangerous.
So
Yeah.
like right now, Donald Trump is Satan 2.0 because he wants to ethnically cleanse and he wants to do something worse than ethnic cleansing, that being he doesn't have a long-term solution for the southern border.
I don't know if I agree with that.
So why did you vote for Satan 2.0 over Kamala Harris?
I don't think Kamala would have put America first in some of the things that needs to be done.
How is Trump putting America first?
I mean, he's security to the border
Hey, we just agreed he has no border policy for the long term. You can't
for the
say-
long term, but I think that'll come with time.
So you're just making a baseless assumption. Wait, if you could just baselessly assume that that will come with time under Trump, couldn't I just baselessly assume that will come with time under Harris?
I mean, you could, yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so then all of a sudden there's no distinction between the long-term border solutions of Trump and Harris. So why do you vote for Trump over Harris?
Because I think that he actually had an idea to start with, while Harris didn't have any idea towards the border.
So not only did Kamala Harris have an idea towards the border, but she actually already tried to get it done last term, and Trump prevented her. The bipartisan border bill, right, served to disincentivize undocumented migration into our country by significantly reducing the amount of time that it takes to come in legally. Right, and that's a plan that would have some long-term success at the southern border. So actually, she had more policy for the southern.
That bill, though, also had other things trying to be passed with it, so that is why it got torpedoed.
Okay, so if that bill got torpedoed because of the funding for other countries, how come the funding for other countries still passed and they only revised out the border provisions?
I'm not for sure on that one.
Because you're not for sure on that one because it contradicts your claim. Like that's like saying that I have this picture of me and my ex, right? And I burned this picture of me and my ex. You assume the reason I burned this picture of me and my ex is because it had my ex in it. Well, that hypothesis would be disproven if I only burned everything but the picture of the ex, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so when you say, well, this bill was torpedoed because of the funding for other countries, but they torpedo everything but the funding for other countries, all that means is that they didn't torpedo it because of the funding for other countries.
And that did not make any sense to me.
I was literally the same hypothetical. If anything, I'd say the hypothetical about the picture of the ex made less sense than what I just said about the bill.
Correct, I think, what you're saying.
So the hypothetical that was more reliant on abstract thought and less commonsensical made perfect sense to you, but then the description on why they didn't torpedo the bill because of the funding for other countries, given that they still passed the funding for other countries, made no sense at all.
It was just the way you worded it, Dean.
Okay, well, overwhelmingly, I think the point still stands. Do you understand what I was trying to communicate, or do you need me to reword it in another way?
Oh no, you're good. I understand what you're saying.
Okay, so seemingly they didn't torpedo that bill because of the funding for other countries. Why did Trump torpedo it?
That is a good question.
Am I safe in assuming it's because he didn't want the Democrats to win?
I mean, yes and no. He probably wanted to run on a problem, but he also wants to fix the problem, I think, too, at the same time.
How could he say he wants to fix the problem when we both agreed 10 minutes ago that he has no fix for the problem?
I mean, he's already deporting people as of right now that have committed crimes.
Oh, I don't think that undocumented migrants that have not committed violent crimes being in our country is a problem. I think the problem is the neglect to the legal processes of migration coming into our country. The mass deportation of all 20 million undocumented migrants, in my mind, is a bad thing.
Do you think criminals that aren't violent, so you're saying that criminals that aren't violent should be able to come in?
Yeah, I'm saying that they shouldn't be deported and should rather be offered a pathway to residency or citizenship. A, because of how bad our legal processes of migration are right now. B, because they actually benefit you, they benefit me, they benefit the country, they provide into the economy, they're productive providers. C, because they're here to work for themselves and to provide a higher quality of life for them and their loved ones. And D, I just don't think it's okay, morally or ethically speaking, to strip a working mother or father away from their family and send them back over the border, stripping them of their livelihood just because they're trying to provide for themselves and their loved ones.
So what crimes do you think should prevent them from being in our country, if you don't believe all crimes?
Any violent crimes.
So you think like stealing or just like smaller crimes like that, you're fine with that?
Well, I'm fine with that not being a reason for deportation. Like, I don't mind if they face like the criminal justice system, pay a fine or get a ticket or something, spend a night in jail, but I don't think that warrants deportation.
I mean, I agree to a certain point. I just think they did commit a crime to begin with because they broke our border laws, even though they do need to do a better job of allowing illegals to come in, become
Okay.
legal.
Yeah, so you have an issue with criminals roaming free on the streets, right?
Correct.
Okay, so then why do you support Trump when he willfully and intentionally allowed for violent criminals that beat up cops driving stun guns into their necks roaming free on the streets with his January 6 pardons?
They were punished. They were in jail.
Yeah, but they didn't serve the entirety of their term, which means that they didn't serve their time.
I mean, that's just like saying that if you have a legal that did that, you would say that's fine as long as
No, wait,
they
no,
get killed by-
no, wait. No, what you just said was wrong. If an undocumented migrant did any of the things in which individuals did and were pardoned by Trump for, they would deserve to be deported.
I mean, I agree and disagree. I think there's certain crimes that you definitely should be deported for, and then some they do need to be punished. Maybe not to that extent.
So I actually don't believe that you care at all, because if you don't care about the violent offenders that drove stun guns into the necks of cops that are now roaming free in the streets, let out of jail by Trump with intention, why should I believe that you care about undocumented migrants?
I mean, I do care. I think those that were violent during the January 6th incidents should have been pardoned.
Okay,
Or
so would you ever
still had
support
a-
somebody that willfully and
really-
intentionally let violent offenders who beat up cops wanted on child rape-related charges roam free in the streets? Because that's something Donald Trump did.
There's not sufficient evidence on that.
There's enough evidence to convict them in a criminal court and put them in jail, bro. What are you talking about?
I might have misheard what you said.
Like what? Like what? What the fuck? Like they were in jail because there's enough evidence to convict them in a criminal court. Like,
Are you talking about illegals or are you talking about January 6th?
First of all, I don't think it's okay to call undocumented migrants "quote unquote" illegals. I'm talking about the individuals that were convicted of violent felonies on January 6th. Are you sentient? Okay, he left. We're going to move on to the next guest. We got Gary loading up in. If you're one of the 7.1 thousand people watching the stream and you want to support the stream, the Venmo and the PayPal are on the top of your phone screen right here, as well as you can find them through the link in my bio. I would highly recommend trying to find them through the link in my bio. There's fake Dean PayPals and Venmos out there that scam so many people every single day. Please, 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 please go through the link in my bio. What is going on? Bobby, did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did. Quick question about that video you played of Trump. I didn't honestly hear him say anything about ethnicity or anything, but do you know what a grading contractor is?
A grading contractor, like you're gonna find like the grade of like a lot or something.
Yeah, like leveling a road or leveling
Yeah.
a piece of land. You know what I'm saying?
You find if it's like even or uneven. You find the grade of the land, so then like a geotech could come in and level it. Yeah.
Correct. That's what I heard when Trump was talking about leveling, Gaza. It's not exactly even out there. It needs to be graded, needs to be leveled. He's going to rebuild it. I didn't hear him say anything about ethnically cleansing anything.
1 second, are you trolling?
No, dog, I'm being dead. I watch you all the time. I'm not even playing. I didn't hear it.
So like early, like a couple years ago, when he said that he wants Israel to level Iran, what he really meant is he just wants Israel to send grading contractors into Iran.
I'm not going to sit here and say
if
Trump
there's any
is
pitch or grade in their
and
soil
praise
to
this dude.
fix it.
I'm not going to sit
Wait,
and praise
no,
him.
I just want like an
amazing.
honest. I just want like an honest answer to my question. Okay, I want to
That's
repeat
what
the
he
question.
said 2 years
Well,
ago.
one
but
second,
now
one
he's-
second, one second. Stop. Let me ask my question. I just want you to give me an honest answer,
Okay,
right?
my bad.
So like, this was like a year or two ago when Donald Trump said that he would support Israel like leveling Iran. What he meant by that was he would support Israel sending grading contractors into Iran to find the pitch or the grade of the soil in Iran to then send general contractors in to level it out.
I'm talking about what he said in this video you just played.
Yeah, but he
on
said the
this
same
live.
thing about Iran. So when it's about Palestine, it's about sending contractors in to really help the people to give them flat lots. But when it's about Iran, it's about like killing.
He literally said he
tens
was
of
going to
thousands of people.
rebuild Gaza. He's going to rebuild the strip. He literally said that. He never
did.
said anything about kicking people out. He never said anything about doing nothing but rebuilding it.
Okay, well, no, you're wrong about the first part. He did say things about kicking people out. He wants to relocate Palestinians to Jordan and Egypt, and this is
Until they
forceful.
rebuild it. Until they
Bob,
rebuild
Let me
it. Until they rebuild.
okay, I'm gonna. Okay, yeah, and the Holocaust only lasted until World War II was
Bro,
over.
you're wild, bro. Literally, where are they going to stay?
Where
If it's
going to
stay?
Yeah,
Where are
they're
they going to
stay
stay until they
someplace
rebuild
other
it?
than the Gaza Strip, which means it's ethnic cleansing.
These people need homes, and Trump is willing to do that. Build them
okay.
brand new homes.
Okay, Bobby.
Yo, this is crazy.
How much money? What's the worth or value?
Play
of
the
your
video
house?
again. Play the video
Yeah,
again.
answer my question? What's the worth or value of your house?
I wouldn't know.
You
I pay rent. I don't. I pay rent in an apartment, dude. I'm not gonna sit here and lie.
Okay, how much do you pay for rent?
I pay $1,800 a month.
$1,800 a month. Is there anything wrong with your apartment?
I can't say honestly that there is. I have a good landlord, which is honestly very odd. Because
Well-
landlords
well-
usually suck.
Assume I'm a billionaire. And I'm like, hey, you're paying $1,800 a month for rent on this place. Maybe like you could use like a heated toilet seat. You could use a new fridge. Maybe we could repaint your cabinets. Honestly, like the whole structure of the house is just not my favorite. We could reinforce it with some more wood in the framing or re-level the ground. So imagine I came up to your front door tomorrow and I was like, Bobby, in exactly 24 hours, I'm going to own the land that your apartment sits on, and I'm going to bring a bulldozer and a wrecking ball in here. I'm going to bulldoze the house to bits and pieces. Sorry, I'm going to wrecking ball the house to bits and pieces. And then I'm going to use a bulldozer to take everything that's left over, scrape it off the land, and rebuild your apartment. And in the meantime, you could go live in Texas or New York. Meanwhile, this apartment's in California. Would I be forcibly kicking you out?
That's not happening, though. That's not what Trump said. So don't hit me with that hypothetical, please. Like, miss me with that shit. Miss
I
me
literally,
with it.
I unironically
Literally,
tried to
miss
make
me
that
with the hypothetical, please.
I
We're talking about
unironically
what Trump
tried
just
to.
said.
Hey,
What
babe,
video did you just play? That is, I am referencing the video that you just played a little bit ago. That's the video I'm talking about, bro. He never said anything about tearing nothing down. He said he was going to rebuild it. He's going to rebuild it.
Okay, so
He's going
if
to
he's
clean
not
it
gonna,
out. He never said he's going to ethnically cleanse anything.
I have a question. So if I have
When
a car,
did Trump say he was going to ethnically cleanse it? I want to hear Trump say ethnically cleanse. That's what I want to hear Trump say.
do you have a clip of Hitler saying that he wanted to genocide?
I want to
Jewish
hear
individuals?
Trump say he's going to ethnically cleanse Gaza.
There's not a clip of Trump saying. And
Then
I quote,
shut
he's gonna-
the hell up respectfully.
Okay, was the Holocaust a genocide?
Bro, all this, that's the past. Can't change it. It is what it is.
Answer
Accept
my
it.
question. Hey, Bobby,
Accept
was
the past. It's history. It's history.
I'm asking a yes or no question. Was the Holocaust a genocide?
Bro, I'm not talking about the past. I'm talking about right now. What's happening? Now.
Actually, technically,
Right now.
Donald
Right
Trump's
now. Bro, if you look at my page, I actually
Donald Trump's press conference was yesterday. That was history. That was in the past. Why the fuck are you talking about?
look at my
But
page. I actually found.
I'm asking you a
I
conceptual analogy here, and it's very important. Just calm down. Stop crashing out. You're having a meltdown. Before we continue, I think it's an imperative for me to explain something about the human nature. Humans don't like to be wrong. We all want to be right all of the time because being wrong sucks. I know that I'm able to prove you wrong with ease. And I know that I'm able to make this demonstration so abundantly clear that all 7.7 thousand people watching will see it, and you will see it too. And the reason you're doing this poll, I'm going to fail and avoid all of the questions that Dean is asking me, is because you don't even want to give me the opportunity to prove you wrong. What I will very politely and respectfully ask of you is to give me that opportunity to prove you wrong so we could seek truth together. I understand what you are saying about Trump. You are saying, unless Donald Trump said that he explicitly wanted to ethnically cleanse the Gaza Strip, Donald Trump does not want to and will not ethnically cleanse the Gaza Strip. I am now asking you it's not even a hypothetical. It's a question about the Holocaust to test your logic. Okay? It is conceptually related to your comments about Trump in relation to the ethnic cleansing of the Gaza Strip. Just allow me to do this. Was the Holocaust a genocide? Let it happen, Bobby. Let it happen. I'm being
No.
serious.
No. Like, bro, you're just not respecting the fact that
Wait.
Trump never said this out of his mouth. So I'm not talking about a Holocaust.
For clarity, you said no. Does that mean that you don't think the Holocaust was a genocide? Or are you just like failing and refusing to answer my question? Like, was a no in response to the question about if the Holocaust was a genocide? Or was that no in response to just saying, no, Dean, I won't answer your question?
This is what you do, dude. You mute people. You don't let me talk.
This is a
It's
very
cool, dude.
this is a very important part of clarity.
Is that what you wanted to hear? You win, buddy. Have a good.
No, don't leave, Bob. You're gonna run away from me like a little beta male because I'm smarter than you. I know. Put the tail in between the legs, tuck it and run. I will. You just need to calm down. So, when you said no, was that in response to my
say-
question? Buddy,
say-
you're over speaking me,
say-
so I'm muting you.
Say,
You're muting yourself.
see what you're doing?
You were just muting. I had my
I know.
I had my
Okay. All right.
I had my hands up.
You're such a good boy, Dean.
Buddy, you were the one muting yourself. You're the fucking good boy.
Okay, that's cool, bro.
I don't even need to tell you what I want you to do, and you do it for me. You're the fucking telepathically good boy. Okay. Anyways, was the Holocaust a genocide, Bobby?
You're just gonna keep doing it?
I'm gonna ask you this question. It's important. I swear to God.
I swear to God, it's really not though, because you're just gonna try to play people like you always do, like it's actually relevant. Like the past is not the concern right now. It's really not. The past is not the concern.
I'm just gonna tell you its relevance. I'm gonna assume that you think the
No,
Holocaust.
it's another one of your hypotheticals to play
Okay,
people.
Bobby, this
That's
is
all it
why
is.
I was beating you. This is because you interrupt me. If you don't interrupt me, I won't have to mute you. It's really annoying.
So, you're breaking up,
The
dude.
guess.
You're breaking up.
I'm just gonna
You're
go ahead and
breaking up.
assume that you think
You're breaking
that the-
up.
I'm not
You're
breaking,
breaking
up. You
up.
don't. No, I'm not. I hear you perfectly fine. If you didn't
Hey, you
have
can hear
a
me
good
now?
connection,
All right, you can
TikTok
hear me
will
now?
tell me. I can.
You can hear me now?
I can.
Okay. All right, cool.
So I'm gonna go in and assume that you think that the Holocaust is a genocide. However,
Wait, say that again?
Okay, Bobby, are you doing this intentionally? You're being a very
Doing what? I'm listening to you.
Okay, I want
Go
you
ahead.
to listen better.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Try it
I'm
again.
just gonna go in and assume that you
One more
think
time.
that the Holocaust. Okay, Bobby, I'm gonna go ahead and mute you. I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that you think the Holocaust is a genocide. The reason why I asked you this question is because Hitler never called the Holocaust a genocide. So, in the same way, in order for the forceful removal of Palestinian individuals from the Gaza Strip to be ethnic cleansing, Donald Trump must call it ethnic cleansing. Would you say that the Holocaust wasn't a genocide because Hitler never called it a genocide?
I'm not really knowledgeable on that topic, so I won't speak on it. I wasn't alive then.
Are you a Christian?
No, I'm an atheist.
So, how do you know that Jesus didn't rise from the dead if you weren't alive then?
I don't know. That's where faith comes into play. That's where faith comes into play. I don't have that kind of faith.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think your IQ is?
952,000.
Okay, can you just concede the debate and leave?
How many continents are there, Dean?
At least 5, right?
I think so. You might be right. I love you, dude. No, seriously, dude. Listen, I agree with a lot of shit you do say, but it's a lot of things that I don't agree with, and that should be okay.
Wait,
That should be
1
okay
second.
as humans.
Alyssa, thank you so much for the $10
Oh, here
donation
comes
on
the reward.
Venmo. I really
Hey,
appreciate you for the love,
thank you for the
Alyssa.
50. Thank
Everybody
you for
show
the
some love to
20.
Alyssa.
Thank you
And
for the
Thomas
30.
with the
Thank you,
$20
thank you.
donation on.
Yeah! Thank you for the
Bye.
$20.
Can you thank Thomas for the $20? I like the energy.
Hey, Thomas, thank you for sending Dean $20.
Good boy. Thank you for thanking him. Also, Jesse
your
sent
mom.
$1.
And,
Devin thank you
yeah, your mom.
$5.
So,
and Jesse sent $1. Could you thank Jesse and Devin?
yeah, thanks for being chose.
No, say thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Devin.
Wow, you sound like a good boy.
Well, I know. That's why I want you to repeat it. So you sound like a good boy. Say it.
Do I look like these little ass kids to you? Like, seriously, I clown Trump every day on my page, literally. And you think I really voted for that nuthead? Like, seriously, you really think I voted for him? But the only way I can talk to you is to say I voted for him. I clown Trump every fucking day, dude. You think I'm here to fucking argue with you?
That makes you no better of a person.
I don't give a
because
fuck what you
that
think.
In order, I
don't care what you think. You
Because
judge
you think in
people.
order.
Mute me.
Yes,
me.
I
Mute
do
me.
judge people. I fucking do judge people. You are right. You are being judged by me right now. Of course, I'm going to judge people that think that in order for the forceful removal of an ethnicity of individuals from a land to be ethnic cleansing, that it must be explicitly stated by the remover. Of course, I'm going to judge you for that. I think everybody should judge you for that, right? Also, Jada,
don't
thank you for the
judge
$1 on
you.
Venmo saying it's in the past is history. If we do not learn from history, then we are doomed to repeat it. Dead ass, right? Bobby wants us to
I don't judge you on your views.
Arthur,
I don't
with the
judge
25
you.
cents on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love. Could you thank Arthur?
I don't judge you on your views.
Wait, do you judge neo-Nazis and white supremacists?
I don't judge anybody, bro. It's not my place.
Is
I
racism
am about people.
bad?
I care about people.
Wait. Is
I care about
racism
people.
is
So here you
racism
go.
bad?
I care about people. Are you listening? I care about people.
Question: is racism bad? Remember, bad's a judgment.
I love all people. And I care about people, not politicians.
Seven, thank you for the $1 on Venmo. So there's actually only two possible answers to my question. Is racism bad?
You don't write the script, Dean. You don't write the script.
Bobby's unbearable. Hey, Brady, thank you for the $1 on Venmo. Stefan with the $1 on Venmo. If you're watching and you want to support me on Venmo or PayPal,
Dude,
the links to such are
watch
in the
you a lot.
bio, or in the link tree in the bio. I get 100% of
always
the
in
proceeds
your
on
lives,
those
bro.
platforms. They go straight to
always
me. I
in
also
your
get a
lives. Just know
notification.
that.
Shut the fuck up, Bobby. I also get a notification at the top of my phone screen.
Your mom.
And while we have Bobby up here, I'll even have him
mom.
thank you. So, yo, Maria, thank you so much for the $20 donation on Venmo. I want to see at least 200 big W's for Maria down below in that chat. Shut up, Bobby. Maria says, thank you for educating people. I really appreciate you for the love, Maria. Can you thank Maria for the $20 donation real quick, Bobby? I'm going to need you to unmute and say, thank you, Maria. Could you do like the cat Ann in the hair? Say thank you.
I still love you as a person, Dean.
Okay, I won't love you unless you. Well, I'm not gonna
okay.
love you at all. I'm gonna.
It's all right,
I
dude.
actually really don't like you. But could you, at the bare
It's
minimum,
okay.
thank
I
Maria
still
for
like
me?
you. I still like you. It's okay.
I'm gonna remove you unless you thank Maria for her donation.
Thank you. Yeah.
Very good boy. I'm still gonna remove you. Right.
Bye,
because
bitch.
We're gonna move on to our next guest. Here we go. But Aubrey, thank you so much for the $10 donation on Venmo, as well as Tyler. Thank you for the $1 on PayPal. Everybody, please show some love to Aubrey and Tyler down below in that queue. And what is up, Ignorance is Bliss? Did you vote for Trump?
No.
All right, Mandalina, thank you for the $5 on PayPal as well. All right, guys, remember, if you're in that queue, make sure that you voted for Trump. If you're in that queue and you didn't vote for Trump, you know what to do. You gotta leave that queue. Hello, Lee. Did you vote for Trump?
Thank you for the donation. You sound like a douchebag.
You're very angry. You sound like a very bad boy, Lee.
Thank you for the donation. What?
So I'm pretty sure this is like the quickest crash out I've ever seen.
Thank you for the donation, guys, for the $1 donation. Ooh, whippy.
Can you say that again, but to Vanessa and not a $1 donation? But a $5
Thank you,
donation?
Vanessa, for the donation. Heart.
Oh, good boy, good boy.
Heart.
Good boy. Wait, Maureen with a $20 donation on Venmo. Can you say
Marie
thank
with
you?
the $20 donation.
Good boy. For the $20. Say thank you, Maureen. Say thank you.
I'm doing nothing for the world, but thank you people for the donation.
Good boy. Cynthia with a $5 donation on Venmo saying concepts of brain cells. Say thank you, Cynthia. Good boy. Yes. Say thank you, Cynthia. Say yes.
Don't forget to Venmo me.
Well, now Hector just hit $1 on PayPal and Nicole with a $5 on Venmo. Say thank you, Hector. Say thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.
Good boy, Lee. Good boy. You're doing great. Now drop that clown shit. I'm so embarrassed for you. Why did you vote for Trump?
Dude, you come up here on these lives and is that really up on top of your thing? You're sending your Venmo where people to pay you, and people are paying you for this crap. That is
yeah, like no with a $5. Okay, first of all, I have a feeling that you're about to leave soon. Don't be a beta. Stay up here and actually talk to me. And second of all, no, it's not disgusting to have channels where individuals can voluntarily like donate to support a streamer. You understand that like all streamers ever do this because this is my job. This is how I pay my bills. If I didn't have like public ways for individuals to support the stream, I'd have to stream significantly less and like go back to software development. I think the only reason you call it disgusting is because you're jealous.
No, I think that once you get over a certain amount of followers, like you have, right? Then you got to become somewhat reliable, right? Instead of saying all these false.
Devin, thank you for the $1 donation on Venmo. Thank you, Devin.
So you should be held reliable for all the false information that you give to people, actually. So
Lindsay with a $1 donation on Venmo for putting.
I'm watching very closely to your show, and you know, I hope one day you're going to give some false information out to somebody.
Dax, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Everybody, show some love to Dax in that comment section.
At this point, I'd rather watch CNN News because at least they're held a little reliable, where you can just come up here and just say, thank you for the donation.
Dude, dude's cracking
10 times worse than CNN.
Oh my gosh, you're so mad. Yvonne with a $20 on Venmo. Hey, thank you for the donation, Yvonne. Everybody show some love to Yvonne down below in that comment section. Yvonne says, tell that dude he's so embarrassing, jealous.
Dude, you're losing it, bro. Bro, you're losing it. It's just $20, man. Relax.
Oh, wait, Lauren just donated me $5 on Venmo and said, thank you for the false information.
I would sell my soul for the donation.
Oh, you would? Well, good.
I'm going to sit up here and pretend like I know what I'm talking about for the donation.
Oh, but Oscar just donated $11.11. Thank Oscar now.
I'm about to donate you $1,000. If I donate you $1,000, would you go?
Charles, with a $5 on Venmo. Yeah, I'll go away if you donate me $1,000 for sure.
What cause does it go to?
What cause does it go to? Dean's bills.
Oh God, no! Fuck that! No, I thought.
I thought
you were donating.
Fuck that! Wait, no, I'll go away. I will go away if you donate me $1,000. Don't worry.
No, I thought
quick.
this was some sort of donation.
You will never see me again.
Why are these people giving you money? I don't even understand.
Wait, Rebel, thank you for the $10 on Venmo, saying tell him to hold these nuts reliable. I don't know why I'm laughing so hard at that. It was funny. Thank you for the $10 on Venmo, Rebel. Everybody, please show some love to Rebel, as well as Charles with a $5 donation on Venmo as well. You know the way I was going to make myself go away if you donated me $1,000 was just by blocking you. That would have been funny. Hey, Ombre, thank you for the $5 on PayPal for the donation. And hit Omi with the $10 on PayPal for spreading the liberal propaganda. Thank you guys so very much. Shout out to Ombre. Thank you so much. Anyways, you said that everything that I say is false. Name one thing I've said that's false.
No, throughout the days, you're just.
Sure, name one thing, right?
You're trying to get people riled up. But before I go, I want to thank you for one thing.
Bailey for the $5 on Venmo. Oh, let me guess, for winning Trump the election. You're not original.
How'd you know that, dude?
Oh, because you're not original. There is a million trillion copy and pastes out there of you, Lee. You exist as like this surprisingly large set of Americans that just never uses their brain, hates everybody that disagrees with them, and projects their insecurities onto intelligent people online.
I naturally just felt like that.
Yeah, there's
You're
so
doing
many
good
people
work.
out there like
You're
you.
doing good work.
Hey, but Lee, you were talking about reputation and credibility. Prove your claims reliable by naming one thing I've said ever that's been wrong.
No, nothing wrong, Dean. You're doing a great job, buddy. Keep up the good work. Just easy on the Venmos, okay? Easy.
Well, speaking of, hey, Shannon, with a $50 donation on Venmo. Thank you so much for the love, Shannon. I want to see at least 500 big W's for Shannon down below in that chat to hold me reliable. Andrew with a $5 on Venmo. Meredith with a $10 on Venmo. Bailey with a $5 on Venmo. Ray with a $10 on Venmo. Megan with a $10 on Venmo. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Shannon, Andrew, Meredith, and Carson. I appreciate you guys for the love. Now, hello, Mr. User. Did you vote for Chop?
Yeah, I did.
Why'd you vote for the worst presidential candidate of your life?
Just thought he was a better candidate than Kamala.
Kamala Harris is how you pronounce her name, and the question is why?
My bad. I agree with most things that he wants to do. I don't necessarily agree with Kamala's just policies, LGBTQ stuff, all that.
Whoa, okay.
I'm not. No, wait, no.
What are Kamala Harris's LGBTQ plus policies?
All right, that was bad. I'm saying more. All right, I take that back. That was wrong. I'm talking about abortion.
Okay, we could start with abortion. Do you think abortion's wrong?
Yeah, I think it's just murder.
Should I even give you the opportunity to try to run an argument? Because listen, Matt, I don't even know if you can give me a pro-life argument. You know what? We'll let you try. Name every single reason why abortion is wrong.
It just says the murder of a human life, potential human life.
Okay. Well, we need to be a little bit more accurate about some things. So when we say murder, we mean the unjust termination of a human life. Why is it unjustified or wrong to terminate a fetus's life?
Because it's a potential human life. It has potential to. It has potential to become a human life. Like if you give it a few months, it'll be a human.
Wait, does sperm have the potential to become a human life?
Yeah, that's kind of that's how biology works.
Is masturbation genocide?
Wouldn't say it's genocide. I would say masturbation is not right. I wouldn't say it's not right, but
I mean, I'd assume if I killed 400 trillion people, I should be considered the leader of a genocide and probably sentenced to unaliving, right?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but
so every man that does the dirty deed should be given the capital punishment?
No.
Oh, wow. You don't think that ruthless genocidal maniacs should die? How could you?
I mean, I do. Jerking off is not genocide.
Oh, but you're killing 400 trillion potential human lives.
All right.
Jizzicide.
All right, you got me. I mean, I'll admit it.
Okay. Bye-bye. We're going to move on to that next guest. Here we go. Richard, thank you for the $5 on Venmo, saying, of course, his name is Lee. And Maze with a $10 donation on Venmo, saying, pro-Jesusized it. That's right. Shout out to Maze and Richard. And Justin with a $5. Stephanie with a $5 as well. Hello, did you vote for Donald J. Trump?
No, I ate niggers though.
Okay, nobody give them a reaction in the chat. They do it more when they have the reaction, so it's all things considered, it reduces as much harm as possible when we just don't even give that a reaction because less people will come up and do it. Hey, what's up? You vote for Trump?
I did.
Why'd you do that?
Well, I'm going to get to that, but I was on here the other night. I appreciate you bringing me back up because my daughter needed me and I didn't get to talk to you. So I like his foreign policy better because he's doing something. And I heard you speak on Gaza earlier, but don't hear me out. But before I do that, I do want to commend you I've been following you for months, and you seem to be like more chill when people get excited. So I got to give you credit for that.
Well, I appreciate that. So I was actually going to lead the conversation right into that. You say that you like his foreign policy. Currently, his foreign policy is ethnic cleansing. How could you like ethnic cleansing?
Well, I think I'm not saying you, but whatever information you're conveying is kind of out of context, because he wants to clear the ordinance from that area, that, you know, the ordinance that it's not exploded, and he wants to rebuild it.
Yeah, but in order to do that, he has to displace all of the Palestinians living on the Gaza Strip, which is ethnic cleansing.
Well, I disagree, because he's not getting rid of them as far as the unaliving. And
okay, you're gonna debate Google now. Go look up the definition of ethnic cleansing, come back and admit you're wrong. So ethnic cleansing doesn't just include genocide of unaliving people. It also would pertain towards the geographical displacement of individuals.
give me 1 second, because I generally did not know that. I don't know. I'll give you that one. Ethnic cleansing is a systematic forced removal of... Yeah, cool, okay. I did not know that. I thought it was related to genocide.
They go hand in hand, right? However, ethnic cleansing also counts for the displacement of individuals. So now that we know that Donald Trump supports ethnic cleansing, do you think that ethnic cleansing is always wrong?
Yes, I do.
Do you think that ethnic cleansing is like pretty fucking bad?
Yes, yeah, it's pretty bad.
Okay, so his foreign policy is ethnic cleansing, so therefore his foreign policy is pretty fucking bad.
Well, once again, it's not like he's getting rid of them and throwing them over into Jordan forever. They have the opportunity to come back once it's rebuilt.
Where did he say that?
I can't remember. I was watching it earlier.
Listen, like, first of all, it doesn't matter, okay? Like, oh, the Holocaust came to an end with World War II ending, and all of these Jewish individuals had the opportunity to move back into Germany, Poland, and France once Hitler was no longer in power. Like, that doesn't discount the harm caused by the genocide and ethnic cleansing in the first place.
I agree with you,
right?
But who do you think rebuilt it?
A lot of American dollars. So I don't think that even if Palestinian individuals were able to come back to the Gaza Strip after the fact, that it would make it any less wrong, okay? But we also just don't have any reason to assume that Palestinian individuals would be able to come back into the occupied area after the fact. I'm led to believe that if Trump is successful in the plan, the Gaza Strip will become a part of Israel.
I guess I could see that, but I thought... See, Netanyahu, I can't get behind with... Because he says he doesn't want it, he rejects it, and then he says he does want it, and then he doesn't want it. They gave it away. Palestine took it. They did, you know, and then... Yeah, you know the story. I'm not
so
going to
admit his foreign policy is bad.
Okay, you brought up that one instance.
The one instance of ethnic cleansing. Dear God, kill me.
I'm not going to disagree with you on some points, but I'm going to agree with you on others, if that makes sense.
Like, his other foreign policy is isolating us from other foreign world leaders with the use of tariffs, destroying their economies, while also supporting fucking Russia and giving them Ukrainian land. Well, all of his foreign policies are bad, but like, all that we need to know that he's bad as a president is that isolated fact alone that he supports ethnic cleansing. Like, I'm sorry, if we were to like teleport ourselves back to the political divides in our countries 20 years ago, let's just say that Obama was running against McCain, and McCain went on a stage and he said, if I win, I'm going to commit ethnic cleansing. Do you think that the average American would ever consider voting for McCain after hearing him say that?
Well, no. Me as an example, the average American thinks ethnic cleansing is solely genocide, so I thought that was the sole definition. I didn't realize it was a forced removal, so...
Is a forceful removal of people from their land always wrong?
Well, yes.
Oh, phenomenal.
Involuntarily. Here's a hypothetical for you. What if they said, "Oh yeah, we want to go," and then come back once it's
Yeah, obviously, if every single person on the Gaza Strip consented to it, then it would not be wrong, okay? But this is like literally saying, oh, grape's wrong? Well, hypothetically, what if she consented to it? Would it still be wrong then? Raven, you vote for Trump? Okay, then you're not here. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Everybody do just give us a minute. We got that next guest loading up into the box. Here we go. Josephine, thank you so much for the $5 donation on PayPal. It means the world. Thank you so much. As well, Samantha with a $5 donation on PayPal as well. Thank you, Josephine and Samantha. And then Katie with a $5 donation on Venmo. Hello, Rach. You vote for Trump? Racharoo? Host ran from like the world's worst argument that I honestly just didn't even want to give the time of day to. Hey, Jacob, you vote for Trump?
Yeah, I did.
Have we spoken already?
We have before, but I didn't get to dive into one of the things I researched.
All right, I appreciate you for coming up, Jacob. Typically, I will only speak to individuals once, but thank you so much for your time, man. We're gonna move on to the next guest here. Everybody, do just give us a minute.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Connor, you vote for Trump?
I did.
Awesome.
What's up? What'd you say?
Why did you vote for the worst presidential candidate of your life?
I got a question on Gaza.
Okay.
So, do you want to explain what the problem is with rebuilding?
Abby, thank you so much for the $10 on. Wait, sorry.
Trying to get
$10
educated,
for the
you know
10
what I mean?
gifted subs. I appreciate you so much for the love, Abby. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, in a vacuum, there is no problem with rebuilding the destruction in which has, been caused in Gaza. The problem is forcefully removing people from their land to forcibly rebuild Palestine and then most likely give it to Israel.
Right. Okay. So, Palestine isn't a place, right?
Palestine is a country.
Well, you can't go on the Google Maps and you can't look at Palestine, right?
So you deny the existence of Palestine?
It's Israel.
So, no. First of all, you literally can go on Google Maps and look at Palestine. And no, Palestine is not Israel.
What?
Palestine is not Israel. I'm pretty sure they have their own seat at the UN. They have their own government, their own structure of leadership. What are you?
Why is everyone telling me to stop eating, bro?
Wait. I have a question. Who is Israel fighting?
Palestine. A group of people, right?
But I thought that Palestine wasn't a real thing.
Aren't they a group of people?
So is like Israel just war criming Israel?
I said, isn't Palestine a group of people?
Palestine is a country.
And what are they fighting over?
Human rights.
And
what the fuck else? Human rights. They're fighting over human rights.
All
Israel
right,
is like
I'm
killing
not-
babies and genociding and ethnically cleansing innocent Palestinians. And then I'm confused on their existence. Too, the human rights and their existence.
Right.
Why did you vote for Trump? Also, stop chewing. That's fucking annoying.
You know what's annoying? You shouting at the top of your lungs and you get like a $5 donation. Like
I'm
that's
so
just
happy that annoys you. That puts a smile on my face. So why did you vote for Trump?
Do you feel good about collecting money from strangers and like asking for donations like a homeless man on like TikTok Live instead of like when you did the what's it called? 20 Republicans. You did the 20 Republicans.
Hey Maze, I
One
appreciate you for the $5
liberal, right?
on Venmo. To scream, thank you for the $5 donation on Venmo, Maze.
You
Everybody,
got to do
please
more
just
of
lump
those
Maze
if you
in
want
the
to be
chat.
taken serious.
One
Because you're
second.
getting clowned on
Connor.
TikTok.
Connor, the 16-year-old, you're 16, right?
No.
How old are you? 15?
A little higher.
14.
No.
Brittany, thank you for the $5 on Venmo to annoy the guest. And Thomas, thank you so much for the $15 donation on Venmo. Everybody show some love to Thomas. THOMAS. Everybody show some love. And Olivia with the $10 to tell him to shut up and stop eating. That is OLIVIA. Thank you for the love, Thomas and Olivia. Can I get a W for Thomas and Olivia from you right now?
W, Thomas, and Olivia. Oh my God.
Good boy. So how old are you?
Why?
Like seriously, I should ask. How old are you?
I'm dead ass 18 though.
What year were
Is
you
that
born?
young?
Okay, so I just have a question. Do you take Trump seriously?
I mean, he's not serious like all the time. You know what I mean?
Do you take the president seriously?
When he's trying to be serious, yeah.
Okay, so you do take Trump seriously. So are you signed up for Trump's email list?
No.
Okay, well that's the only reason you take him seriously. Because if you were signed up for Trump's email list, you would know that Trump will send you 5 to 10 emails per day asking you to donate him money. He will say, the deep state's attacking me. If you are a true patriot, you must donate money right now. Okay, so...
well, you know, like he's actually going to do stuff with that money.
So do you think that Trump is like homeless?
People, right?
So is like Trump like a homeless beggar too?
Well, it depends on what he's doing with the money. What do you think he's doing with the money?
Oh, so it depends on what you're doing with the money?
Yeah. Like, well, what are you doing with these donations? Are you paying your rent?
Yeah, pay my bills.
What's he doing?
What's he doing? Like scamming the American people.
Scamming how?
Well, I mean, he literally rug pulled on a meme crypto coin and quadrupled his net worth overnight.
He made a meme coin?
Yes.
What was this? What's it called?
I'm not even. Just where you get a kick. Beth, thank you for the $25 donation on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love, Beth. That is very kind of you. Thank you so much for the love, Beth. And then Christine with a $25 on Venmo saying, please kick. I can't stand the chewing and the rage baiting. We got him out of there, Christine. I appreciate you for the love. I want at least 500 big W's and big booms for the based Beth and based Christine down below in that chat. Thank you so much, Christine and Beth. What is going on? Mama, did you vote for Trump?
I did. I did.
Okay, so why did you vote for Trump?
I just think he's better for the country. And I really like what Elon's doing. Did you see all that waste government money that they've all the money they've been wasting, government waste that Elon found? We're going to get that money back. America's going to be rich again. You all need to. I mean, isn't that something you want?
So I like the idea of cutting down on wasteful government spending. I don't believe that's what our government is doing. There's a really easy way to frame this. So Trump wants to pass his tax plan for 10 years. CBO says it's going to cost $8.4 trillion, okay? Over the last 4 years under Biden and Harris, they only spent $4.6 trillion. Meaning that this one bill of Donald Trump's, which by the way will only benefit people making over $400,000 per year, when we also consider his tariffs, costs twice as much as what Biden spent in the last 4. So if the Doge wants to account for the over-the-top spending of one bill, right, to account comparatively to the spending over the last 4 years, Doge has to cut down on $4 trillion in government spending. Could you tell me where Doge is going to cut $4 trillion from?
Well, I don't know where they're going to cut, but they're going to find billions and trillions of dollars of waste, and we're getting that back. They found that money. They're cutting their water off, where that's been just pouring out for ridiculous stuff like $200 million.
Wait. Who are you? Are you Jill? Are you Sue?
Who?
Jill, Sue?
No.
What's your name?
What does that matter?
Faith? Is your name Faith?
No.
Okay, guys, who's Faith, Jill, Sue? Who are these names? I don't recall memories from any of. Is Donald Trump a rapist?
No, I don't believe so because we've caught that woman in lies.
It is. I remember you. You're also racist, right?
I'm not racist. I've got beautiful black grandbabies. I give them everything I would go without for my babies.
I have a question. Did slave owners have black grandbabies?
Do what?
Did slave owners have black grandbabies?
Well, I'm sure they did.
Were slave owners therefore not racist?
Well, there was black people that were slave owners too, of whites. So what does that mean? Does that mean they're racist? Because, yeah.
It is, Jill. So where did black individuals enslave white individuals?
It was in Europe.
Oh, where in Europe? I just want to put it out there. Nearly every single country in Europe was involved either firsthand or financially with a transatlantic slave trade. And in fact, in a lot of countries in Europe, right, they enslaved some of the African individuals as well. So what countries in Europe had black individuals enslaving white individuals?
I would have, you're kind of getting off the main thing I come up for is Trump's going
because as far as like I know, I don't think that there's ever been a point throughout history where black individuals have enslaved white individuals.
Well, there has been. If you look it up, let me look it up. Hold on. I'll do that for you, being you switched on me. Hold on, honey. Let me look it up here real quick.
We'll leave it up to a vote kick. I'm pretty sure Jill's been incredibly problematic in the past. I don't remember exactly what she said that was problematic. I just have like very negative emotions towards her. Should we kick or leave?
Well, because you guys do. When I pull up the proof, you guys like to kick me. That's what you do it for. When I go to pull up.
Yeah, you think that. I don't really give a shit. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Here we go, you guys. Awesome, ladies and gentlemen. We vote kick Jill. Goodbye, Jill. Hello. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I voted for Trump.
13?
What?
Well, it's respect. How old are you?
I am 19 years old.
I have a question.
I voted for Trump.
Where's your accent from?
It's from Texas.
That is the worst Southern accent I've ever heard.
Well, that's rude, ain't it? Because that's my accent. What's your problem?
No, that's not a real Southern accent. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Here we go. We got them loading up, guys. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody, just give us a minute here. What is going on, Phoebe's? Did you vote for Trump?
Oh, hello. I'm on my girl's account. No, I didn't vote for Trump. I just wanted to thank you for what you're doing, man.
Oh, base. You're definitely a good boyfriend. Moving on to our next guest. Here we go. We got Gabe loading up in the box. Here we go. Hi, Gabe. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes.
Age, Gabe?
7.
Spam MAGA down below in that chat if you do want to come up and debate. We got our next guest loading in right now. And Olivia, thank you for the $1 on Venmo. Awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody just give us a minute. Here we go. Next guest is loading in. Hello, Terry. Did you vote for Trump?
No.
All right, Terry, next time, please follow the rules. Follow the rules. We are just looking for individuals to debate. Please follow the rules. If you're in the queue, make sure that you voted for Trump. Quite frankly, hello, how old are you?
19.
19 years old. Did you vote for Dipey Donald, Dipey Don, Donnie Don, Dipey Don?
Yes, I did.
Okay, why'd you do that?
I thought he was a better candidate than Kamala.
Well, I mean, that's the obvious implication. You wouldn't willfully vote for the person you thought was the worst candidate. The question is, why do you think he was a better candidate?
Because I didn't like what Biden was doing, and Kamala refused to separate herself from Biden's administration.
Yo, Kane, thank you so much for the $10 and the 21 cents on PayPal. I want to see at least 121 big W's for Kane in that chat. That is C-A-I-N-E. Kane says, pretty blonde boy destroying the idiots Much winning. Love from Yorkshire. I appreciate you for the love. All right. Anyways, Brady. So yeah, can you name one piece of legislation the Biden-Harris administration influenced to get passed that you didn't like?
It was not most of what they'd done. It was a lot of the lack of action on their part. A lot of stuff they said they did, and the fact that Biden was a very weak leader. He looked incompetent in his press conferences.
So you voted for Trump because Biden had like mental decay.
That was part of it, but in a lot of the
Okay,
interviews when they
so
asked
you're gonna like vote for the candidate that's more competent, right?
yes, I would. But when you
Okay,
refuse to separate
so
yourself,
so
can I
now
talk,
let me.
please?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So when they asked Kamala how she would separate herself from Biden or what she would do differently, she refused to give an answer.
Yeah, I don't really think a lot of what the Biden-Harris administration did was bad. Like their support for Israel was bad, tariffs on China was bad, but like, what did they do that was bad, worth separation from?
They refused to have action on the border and immigration. I believe Trump's
Oh,
economic is a little better than them. I'm not this big
that's
Trump supporter like a
laughable.
lot of people.
Okay,
Well,
so they refuse to act on the border. So I have a question. We're gonna do hypothetical. Imagine that we're family. It's Thanksgiving. You tell me that I need to go get a turkey from the grocery store to have on that table to eat. I go to the grocery store. I get that turkey. I'm on my way home. I get T-boned by a drunk driver, and I never bring a turkey back to the table. Did I refuse to put a turkey on the table, or did I get fucking torpedoed by a drunk driver, which prevented me from putting the turkey on the
can
table,
you give
even
me
though I wanted to?
direct proof that Trump stopped that at all? Besides that, some people that support Trump stopped that legislation.
Sure, man. So I guess we're just gonna jump to the end. Before I give you the direct proof, would you say if I could give you the direct proof, then Biden and Harris are not culpable?
Yes, I would agree with that.
So Donald Trump said at a rally in Nevada that if the border bill fails, to blame it on him.
What'd you say? I couldn't hear it.
Donald Trump said at a rally in Nevada, if the border bill fails, to blame it on him. Is that
Okay,
direct proof?
that is not direct proof that he went and told that he told congressmen to cancel the bill because of himself. Why would he tell?
So
Why would he tell you if he was confident that the bill was going to pass?
okay,
Why would
so
he
I
tell
just
that? Say that.
so here's your logic. So I say if your mom's dead in the morning, to blame it on me. You wake up, your mom's dead in the morning, and apparently that wasn't direct proof of me murdering your mom.
No, he's saying if part of what
Oh,
he was
you're
running
a
on.
cult member. You're such a cult
What?
member. So we
Well,
have Trump saying.
I don't really like
just,
Trump.
Let me
I just thought he
talk
was
the
better
same.
than Kamala.
Let
I
me
didn't
talk
think
the
his
same.
tariffs were a good idea.
Let me talk the same way I let you talk. So we have Trump saying, if this bill fails, blame it on me. Then we have Mitch McConnell, Ted Cruz, and Langford, all Trump endorsed, saying that Donald Trump told Republicans in the House and the Senate to not vote for the bill and to torpedo it. And you're saying the preponderance of all these facts is not direct proof for that occurrence. So this is like me saying, once again, if your mom is murdered in the morning, to blame it on me. Your mom's murdered in the morning, and then you have 3 people that were there in the house when she was murdered that said Dean murdered her. Would you say that you have sufficient evidence to believe that I murdered your mother?
That is a completely different situation. You
What's
murdering my
different about
mom does not affect your own political campaign. That is a complete false equivalence.
Wait. Let's just say that your mom getting murdered does something good for my campaign. Maybe I'll blame it on like undocumented migrants and I'm a crazy alt-right fascist.
Then why would you tell me that you're not going to kill my mom?
Wait, no, I said
Or that
if
you
your
would,
mom-
that you will.
Because I'm really bad at concealing what I want to do, and I'm honestly kind of stupid.
What?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I said to blame it on me if she dies because I was just being very verbose, didn't really know what I was saying, and I'm quite dumb.
So if you were running a political campaign and one of your things is, I want this bill to get through, and you say, if it doesn't get through, blame it on me. Not as, literally.
You want to be able to get through.
Okay.
Also,
So that-
are we debating? Like, what are we debating about? I have a question. What's the disagreement?
Disagreement that Trump is
Yeah.
better than Kamala?
No, like on this specific topic about the border bill. I gave you direct proof.
Yeah, What do you mean? What are we debating?
So I have a question. You
I
care about
sound like a
immigration,
fucking
you care about
idiot.
the border. You kind of do.
Yeah, I
Milo, thank you for the Milo with a $5 donation on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love, Milo. I got a quick question for you though. So you care about like criminals roaming free in the streets of our country, right?
Yep.
Would you ever like vote or support a candidate that willfully and intentionally let violent?
I have a question.
offenders, like-
Whoa. So was
No,
that last thing you s-
I'm asking a question.
I know what you're gonna ask.
Well, then allow me to ask it. So, would you ever vote or support a candidate that willfully and intentionally let violent offenders who beat up cops roam free in the streets?
He didn't do that the first time. I didn't think he was going to. I think that was one of the worst decisions he's ever made, and I actually hate that.
My question is, would you ever support somebody that did this?
No, I would not support somebody who did that. I do not support that decision from Trump. I think that is a huge, huge negative on Trump's presidency.
I'm asking you about the person as a whole. So you
As
could
a
still
whole?
potentially support somebody that did that, right?
No.
No, so you can't potentially support Trump.
I would support him over Kamala.
Oh,
I'm not saying I
okay.
supported Trump as
So
a.
I have a
as-
question. What is one thing that Kamala Harris has done that is worse than willfully and intentionally letting violent offenders that beat up cops roam free on the streets? Because if you'd still support him, even though he did that over Harris, this would imply that Kamala Harris has done something that's worse.
That's not the only issue that I was voting on. You can't bring one issue and say, "Oh, well, this issue is something that you wouldn't support from the."
Oh, okay. So it's either the fact that Kamala Harris has done something that's worse than that, or Donald Trump has a proposition that cancels out that bad because of how incredibly and abundantly good it is. So what is one policy from Donald Trump that is so good for America that gives you like justified reason to kind of ignore, in a sense, the fact that he did this very bad, pathetic thing?
Well, to be honest, I like the way that he is going at, not isolating ourselves from other countries, but taking our money out because we need that money in America. So why should we be giving millions and billions and billions of dollars to other countries? I just don't think that's. I just don't think that's how
Millions
that
and
should work.
billions of dollars to other countries. Like what money?
Like what money? Money we put into NATO? How much money do we put into NATO compared to other countries?
Oh my God. I don't know.
How much money do we send to Ukraine?
Oh, I can tell you how much money we send to Ukraine, about $28 billion per year.
I don't think we should be sending even half that much. I think it's okay that we're sending some aid.
Okay,
But I don't think
so
we should be spending
my
this much
question
money.
to you is, Robin, thank you so much for the $5 of Venmo. Why do you not support $28 billion per year being spent on support for Ukraine?
Because I don't think we should be that involved in other countries' issues. I think we're going to send them a little bit of aid, and most of that aid is to.
Okay. So you just don't think that we should be involved in Ukraine. So obviously you don't think that we should be involved in Gaza either.
No, I don't believe so. I don't.
Okay. So Donald Trump has actually ramped up support for Israel, sending them 3,000 pound bombs that Biden declined to send them, and now he actually wants to own Gaza and rebuild it on Americans' dime. And not to mention the fact that the reason that we support Ukraine is in some sense to reduce the risk that America gets fucking nuked and our citizens die. So we signed the Budapest Memorandum with Ukraine in the 90s that stated if they give up their nukes, that we'll protect them if they're invaded. And all that we're doing is honoring that denuclearization agreement by protecting them. Like, do you think that denuclearization agreements with foreign adversaries in some sense puts America first?
Yes, I do, but I think when we do this, I don't think we should be worried about when this attack in Ukraine about more like actually. Fuck.
Okay, so you
I'm sorry.
think that denuclearization agreement puts America first. Now you could say that you
Absolutely.
disagree with the denuclearization agreement that we signed with Ukraine. However, the fact is it was made, and we should probably honor it if we want to even have a potentiality to sign more denuclearization agreements with more foreign adversaries moving forward. Like imagine like what would happen if we were to step into the negotiating room with like another foreign adversary to get a denuclearization agreement. After dishonoring the denuclearization agreement we signed with Ukraine. Well, all of a sudden, that negotiation doesn't matter. Foreign adversaries won't even step in the door because they know no matter what we would negotiate, we have a tendency to not honor those agreements. So in some sense, right? Not providing ample support and funding to Ukraine puts America last because it reduces the potentiality for us to make more denuclearization agreements with other countries moving forward. And then for you to also hyperfixate on 1/32 of the military budget as a reason why you voted for the rapist felon, that is sexualized little girls and wants to pass economic policy that will only serve to the benefit of people making over $400,000 per year that also called for ethnic cleansing is pretty crazy.
You see, I know that by definition it is ethnic cleansing, but I think we both understand that it is not the same as the Holocaust. Yeah, you're a smart guy. You know how this rhetoric works. You understand that when you say ethnic cleansing, you are 1000% referring to the Holocaust. That is what you are comparing it to. And we both know this is not even close to the same thing. So when you come out here talking about, oh, it's ethnic cleansing, it's something completely different. And you know that people are going to take it that way. Don't fucking facepalm. You know.
So embarrassing.
Embarrassing?
Yeah, it is. For you to sit here and say that two different instances of ethnic cleansing are different instances of ethnic cleansing, and then act as if, listen, I don't even, this is the second time I've heard this point today. I don't know what it is. Maybe my brain just doesn't really understand what you're trying to say. But when you say that, the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians is different from the genocide of Jewish individuals during the Holocaust, okay, and, yes, these are two different instances of ethnic cleansing that are both incredibly morally perverted and terrifying and disgusting.
But we both know that they are completely different things. But when you say ethnic cleansing, are you telling me?
When you say
wait.
When you say completely different, what do you mean by that?
One was fueled by a hate of Jewish people to kill them and get rid of them because they were causing all the suffering from a country. What Trump is doing right now is he wants to displace these people so he can rebuild their country or their area.
Oh, so as long as you violate people's human rights with positive intentions, allow me to finish. As long as you violate people's human rights with positive intentions, it's okay. So you would have been a Confederate. You know that?
I would not have been a Confederate. I'm not saying he's right.
Can I tell you why? No. I'm going to tell you why. Imagine we hosted this live 250 years ago, and my background was slavery is wrong, and we should federally criminalize it, okay? This is when you would be coming up onto my live saying, well, we understand that it's a human rights violation, but when you say human rights violation, right, people take it in an incredibly bad way. We know that it's not bad, okay? All that the Confederacy wants to do, right, is enslave African Americans so we could actually increase their quality of life. Plantation owners, give them clothing, give them food, give them water, give them housing, okay? If these enslaved individuals didn't have the clothing, the food, the housing, the infrastructure, right, the place to live built by these plantation owners, right, well, they would be in desolate, depraved conditions, just like the Palestinians on the Gaza Strip today are in desolate, depraved conditions, and this white colonial imperialists, right, must go into their land, must take it from them, must ethnically cleanse them, so then they could rebuild that land. And then on top of that, I'm just going to brush the fact under the rug that Donald Trump has not said this land will be then promised to the Palestinians that were displaced, and if anything, has given us reason to believe that this land will just be occupied, annexed, and turned into a part of the ethno-state of Israel.
Okay, so you notice how when you were talking about slavery, you used the words human rights violation, which isn't necessarily, doesn't come up. People don't get the idea of one specific incident. When we're talking about ethnic cleansing, the only thing people are going to see is the Holocaust, right? Can we agree on that? That is the only thing people are going to compare it to.
No. That's the only thing that you see because you're uneducated. Wrong.
Because I'm uneducated?
Yes.
So
of course you're fucking uneducated.
No, I have a question for you.
If you think that the Holocaust is the only instance of ethnic cleansing in the history of the world, you just haven't done your research. Oh, what about the ethnic cleansing of the Native Americans? What about the Rwandan ethnic cleansing? All of these things. Well, let me ask you this. Do you think that it is dishonest and, wrong to say that Native Americans were ethnically cleansed because there wasn't 6 million Native Americans that were, systemically genocided by the Ninth Reich. Sorry, like by like a leading class similar to Hitler. There were. Okay, they're actually. You know what? I'm actually gonna recant that claim. I need to see how many Native Americans were killed. I'm gonna hold off on that one. Chat. How many Native Americans were killed by tens of millions? So, okay. Never mind. 50. Holy shit, you guys are educating me. How many, chat? 50.
Fucking Christ.
50 million Native Americans?
That's crazy.
What? Why don't they teach that in school? Oh my God. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. That is the first time I've ever. I'm so wow. I'm so sorry. That is okay. That is so crazy. Well, I learned something new today. Holy shit. 56 million Native Americans. That is so sad. Why is that not talked about more? I'm so surprised. Like, why is that not like? Why is there not like a day like for instance, every like September 11th, everybody's Instagram feeds is filled with posts about never forgetting like the 5,000 people that died. Like, why don't we have like a fucking month dedicated to never forgetting the 100 million or so Native American? Like, I guess, sorry, that really detracted a lot from, it's not enough. I understand that you could like point out, like I'm sure that there's like an Indigenous Remembrance Day. That's not enough. No, we need like so much more. Anyways, I guess back to the debate. We're honestly just gonna kick Brady in life. We're just gonna restart the slate and move on. That is not nearly enough. Hello? That is crazy. Wow. Amy, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Yeah, I want like, oh, that's the person that, yeah, they troll the loud mic. We need that to be like taught to like every, like, so how like in Germany, like German citizens are like very conscious, like apart from AFD and whatnot, like the average German citizen, I believe, is like very conscious on the Holocaust and what it is. And it's even like a crime to lie about it, etc. And it is so like taught and ingrained in like every German about how bad the Holocaust was. Like, why are we not doing that with like the genocide of 56 million Native Americans? Wow, I'm surprised that's not a bigger issue. That blows my fucking mind. Hey Ben, you vote for Trump?
No, I'm from Israel, and I want to talk about.
I don't even want to. I'm good. We're gonna move on to the next guest. I'm good, bro. Everybody just give us a minute, y'all. We were just looking for individuals that voted for Trump. Everybody just spam MAGA down below in that chat if you do want to join, y'all. We're gonna move on to our next guest. We got Serena loading up in. Here we go, y'all. All right. Yo, Elise, thank you so much for the $2 on Venmo. It's because they tried to erase us in our history. I'm so sorry. If anyone would deny that, they're fucking stupid. Wow. All right, we got our next guest, Gorgeous, loading into the live. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody just do give us a minute. Yeah, according to Parker, it says 100 million. That is, wow. Hey, what's up, Gorgeous? Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah, and you know what? You're a racist pig. you have, we've got you where you were slurring, making slurs with the N word, when you were younger. So, I hear you call people racist, but you're the racist little pig. You're a hypocrite, Dean.
Yeah.
You're a hypocrite. So
Yeah,
why do you think that you can get away with it? Once a racist, you're always a racist. That's why you and your 4 little buddies, it's all white boys. No black boys are allowed in your little white boy club, right?
Yeah. First of all, I don't think the term like black boy is okay to use. Don't use that on my life. I just have a question, and this one question is going to silence the fuck out of you. I'm not even gonna lie. This one question will leave you gagged. This one question will expose the artificial outrage. This one question,
you're a racist,
is the ender. Watch this.
You're a racist.
Watch
You're
this.
a racist little pig.
Here's the question.
You're a
Here's
racist
the question.
pig.
So before I even
Just
give you the
admit
question,
it. It's deep down in your.
One second. I hope you know how to unmute yourself. I honestly think there's a high potentiality that you're not going to know how to unmute yourself. Here's the question. Oh, I guess there's 3 possible answers you're going to give me. The first possible answer is you're just going to sit there in silence and be gagged. The second possible answer is you're going to give me a bad faith answer, such as once a racist, always a racist, nothing you can do to change. The third possible answer is just admitting that you're rage baiting and being honest with yourself and conceding. Let me get you unmuted before I ask this question. There we go. Here's a question. How do I stop being racist?
It comes from deep within. You have to start loving everyone, every race, creed, color, religion. You can't just hate one race.
Oh, okay. So in order to stop being racist,
You need to love everyone.
I must hold no bias against others on the basis of race, right?
Right.
What is your evidence that today I hold bias against others on the basis of race?
Because of your past.
However, something has happened in the last handful of years, okay? So from using slurs, right, at the age, at a younger age to where I sit today, I've done 3 things. I've changed my character. I've grown, for instance. I've held myself accountable, and I've apologized.
You're pretending because you like the money you make off of your little thing here, your little gig.
So the implication now is that I haven't done any of these 3 things, and it's all a grift. Okay, here's my refutation. If I just wanted to grift in politics to make money, why wouldn't I just become a Republican grifter? I wouldn't have destroyed my relationship with my brother, got kicked out. I wouldn't have isolated myself from half the people in my hometown. Every time I go to the gym, I would
because they would call you out. They know that they would call you out because they know better. It's the Democrats that are the racist. They would call you out for being racist. You couldn't be a Republican.
Wow.
And we would call you out.
Really? That's your answer?
Yeah, we would call you out because we know better.
Wait. Let me get Parker up here to run this. I already know exactly what Parker wants to say.
Oh, yeah, we got Parker.
Parker's already the cue.
Salute. Throwing the salute. Yeah, we got him, so he ain't got nothing to say either. You boys think that you can just do whatever you want and then, we don't do that anymore. But
out of curiosity, since you're a Republican, hey, can you go ahead and call out Trump for denying housing applications to black people because
it wasn't him. It wasn't him. It was his dad. And he.
Okay, wait. Can you call out Trump for? Wait. We understanding that you're not willing to call him out. Okay, so now can you call him out for calling all black people lazy in 1991?
I didn't know he did that, but if he did, then yeah, I would. Can you pull that up?
Sure. Search up all the times Trump has never been racist by Hugh Jackman's On the Hill. It's posted on Google. I want you to say, if this is true, nobody should support Trump because he is a racist.
Well, then we can say the same thing about Biden when he says, if you don't vote for me, you're not
Wait. Say it about both of them. Say that if that is true about Trump, nobody should support Trump because he's a racist, or nobody should support Biden.
If he's a racist, you're damn straight they shouldn't.
Can I respond to her real quick? Yeah. So you brought up the fact that like conservatives on X will like share around this like either photoshopped or out of context picture of me of like quote unquote
It wasn't Photoshop. Stop it.
of like me saluting, and I've never done this myself. So
We're doing it, so shut up.
okay, are you okay? Are you okay? I've never done this myself. So like when I
You
first
apologized.
I didn't apologize because I never did it. Right. What I said on Twitter was that it was out of context. Now, for me, it's either out of context or it's photoshopped. That's what it looks like, at least. Now, I've never joked about this. I've never done that myself. So, like, I was honestly astounded when I first saw that because I thought it was like insane. Now, I have a question. Would you condemn Elon Musk literally intentfully throwing the Nazi salute? Would you like to condemn him for doing that?
Out of context.
Jennifer with a $15 donation on PayPal saying, have a good day. Let's get at least 150 W's for Jennifer in the chat. Thank you so much for the love,
taking
Jennifer.
that out of context. He was giving them his heart.
As
He's
well
like,
as Robin
"This
with a
is my
$5,
heart.
Kaylee
Take
with a
it."
$5, Charles with a 1,
giving
Jesse
it-
with a 1,
okay.
Amy with a 5, Elise with a 2, Victoria with a 5, and Allie with a 2. Thank you all
Is
so
it
very much
possible
for the
you could
donations.
make me big real quick so that I could show her?
Maybe you could have been giving your heart away too, but it's just not fair to say that he wasn't giving his heart away.
I promise you, I wasn't giving my heart away. I don't know what you're saying.
When
Can
you
I?
were
I'm gonna,
during the salute.
hold on. Can I show you real quick? Can I show you real quick? This is him giving his heart out.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. You agree? This is him giving his heart out, right?
Yes.
Okay,
And then
now-
he threw the salute. Yes. There you go. Here's my heart. Take it to all of you. Not just here, we're in front of me. You all take it up there too. And you all take it back here too. Everyone take my heart. I love you. You all
I'm
up
so
there.
sorry.
You
that
all over here.
contrast makes it.
He said salute, by the way.
Yes. Now, was you throwing a Nazi salute, or were you just telling people you loved it?
I have a question. If you're okay with that action, it's just something kind. Would you turn your camera on and do it yourself?
Would I do it myself? I'm not giving my heart out to anyone right now.
Can you give your heart out to the crowd, please?
Oh, yeah. It's just giving your heart out to the.
Here's how I do it. Here's how I do it.
Anybody. Yeah.
That's my heart out to the crowd, you know?
yeah, they got
I'll give my
different
heart
ways.
out to the crowd too.
Yeah, they do. They got different ways. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to show you
But
the
anyway,
picture.
you all cannot put anybody else down for things you've done in your past. If people can change, then why are you trying to hold people up to things if it's in their past? I don't understand.
Because they haven't changed, buddy. Give me an example of
So here,
Donald
I'm gonna
Trump
show the-
apologizing and holding himself accountable for any of the racist things he's ever done.
Hold on, I'm going to show the image real quick. So this is the, oh, fuck. Here's the one that's been circulating around from conservatives. Okay, this is posted by older millennial. You can kind of see that it looks like edited. At least if you look at the picture on Twitter that I posted, it literally you can see below that it's like blurry underneath, and it also
No,
looks
that's
a
the
little
light
bit
in
like
your room.
like
That's
how my
the
arm
light
is
in your
structured.
room, buddy. Yeah, no, that's the light in your living room. Don't. Yeah, that's smirk. You know it is.
Also,
That's
I
actually
want to add
in
some
my old apartment.
because
That's
I actually like have some context about that picture that I don't even think I've shared with you before. So I actually remember like the first person that ever was showing this picture to anybody. I was there. It was a small live with like 10 people.
You see how it's
and
like
it
a little
was-
bit.
And it was a pro-life, anti-feminist debater that I know you have never met, never talked to, and are unaware of.
Does that look like my arm? Like, dude, seriously, look at that, dude. Why does my arm look like that?
Yeah, it's the angle. Yes, it's your arm. But you know you did it. Just apologize if that's what you meant. If you didn't mean it, then don't apologize.
Wait, Stefani! Thank you for the $40 donation on Venmo. Shut up, Jill. Be quiet, Jill. I need to thank Stefani with a $40 donation. Stefani says, thank you for mentioning natives. I'm native, and I've been loud about it my entire life, but it means the world that you said something on such a big platform. Bro, that shit, it was fucked. We need to talk about that more. We really need to talk about that more. In fact, we're going to do that one of these days, because that was fucked. But I really appreciate you for the $40
Anyway,
donation.
you boys
Shut up,
and your
Jill.
little gang,
Shut up,
have
Jill.
a
Thank you for the
great day.
$40. Oh, you're
Okay?
running away. Quite frankly,
Is he actually running
bye-bye.
away? Wait, hold up. Can I please finish explaining this to you real quick? Because I do think that like there's a clear delineation between these, right? Like that where we see with Elon Musk, he's like intentionally doing it, and we also have examples in the past of him actually giving his heart out, right? And it's not like the same type of movement. Whereas with me, right, like it obviously either looks edited or it's out of context. Like I don't joke about things like that. So like obviously like that's a ridiculous. Like I also posted, this is him. This is exactly like what you did.
Has anybody asked him if that's what he did intentionally or if it was throwing his heart out?
Wasn't there also like?
Or did he say, no, that was my Nazi salute and I salute Nazis? Why would he go over there and meet with them over there? I mean, I don't understand. Why would he go meet with people if he's a Nazi that would take him out in a heartbeat for even being in their area?
Listen, so I'm just saying that he intentfully did it. Whether or not you think he's a Nazi based upon that is a totally separate argument. I'm just arguing here that he intentfully did it. Do you agree with me that he at least intentfully did it?
Also, didn't he like send a tweet out about how like, oh, everybody telling Elon not to do a bad thing, and then Elon does the bad thing?
Yeah, he also supports, I'm pretty sure it's called the AfD in Germany, which is a far right German party.
Oh,
yeah.
you need to hear some of the.
What about
so you need to hear the speech
what
that
about,
he gave. The AfD
Kamala
is
Harris?
really
Did you all
upholding the traditional values.
Did you
of Germany.
condemn Kamala Harris for doing it right here? Did you condemn Hillary Clinton for doing it? Did you condemn all them?
Again, listen. They're not intentfully saluting, right? Like,
okay, how do you know Elon is?
Look, they're waving. What you're bringing up is them waving.
Okay,
they're waving.
Elon's waving too.
No, he's not.
I just want to butt in here. So the really bad thing
They
is
can't
when you
do no wrong.
hey. So the really bad thing is
This
when
is
you
waving.
play.
Okay.
The really,
okay, and then look, you guys. I guess it's a bad thing that Elon's finding over $40 billion in waste
Jill,
right now too. That's a bad thing, ain't it?
Jill, the really
Oh yeah,
bad.
just smile,
Jill,
just smile,
Jill.
smile.
Oh, my
You're on
God.
candid camera, you buttholes.
The really bad thing is when you actually play the clips of Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, Taylor Swift, where they all look like they're doing something such as a salute. When you play those clips, then you compare it to Elon Musk. So, yeah, that's what you see when you play the full clips. Like for instance, that one of Kamala Harris, it literally shows her in the video saying, "Bye guys," she waves over there, she waves over there, and then when she waves to the people right in front of her, the still frame from the side is what you're showing. Right? Meanwhile, Elon Musk straight up pounds the chest, throws it up at the angle.
Yes,
That's
I
the
love you
difference.
all of you. I love America. I love what America's done for
Also,
me.
yo, Muriel, thank you for the $25 donation on Venmo. Saying thanks for
thank
the
you.
misinformation.
Hey.
I appreciate that, Muriel. That is M-U-R-I-E-L. Thank you for the $25.
No, thank you for
I got a
$1.
good name for your old show.
Andrew, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much.
Begging for bucks. You can
Hey,
name your show
hey, Dean, can you add me on my iPad real quick? I'm about to join on my iPad.
Dave,
Yeah, for sure.
Begging for bucks. I'm going to name your all show that.
I don't beg for money, Jill.
Begging for bucks.
Oh wait, yo, Kalia with a $50 donation on Venmo. Oh my gosh.
I'm excited for you, Dean. $50.
What the
Shit, man.
fuck?
Oh, look
Bell
at
with a
the
dinosaur. Oh, you're crashing out. Well, Kalia says, thank you for all the hard work. Love watching you guys school
I'm
mag every day.
happy for you. You're
That is
able to grift off of ignorance.
K-E-I-L-A. What?
I'm happy you're able to grift off of people's ignorance. I am happy for you.
Oh,
That's smart.
no. You
That's
think that
pretty
everybody
smart.
that supports us is like ignorant and we're grifting
That's
off of that?
pretty smart.
Well,
That
I
is
would like to
pretty
thank
smart,
Lydia
dude.
with a $5 donation on PayPal. I appreciate you for letting me grift. I have a question. Do you think everybody that donates is a victim of a scam because I'm grifting off their ignorance?
I do.
Do you care about scam victims?
I do, but hey,
Okay,
it's their
now
own
let me
ignorance.
speak.
If they're willfully ignorant,
you
I
said
can't
that
do
you
nothing for 'em.
So you said that you care about scam victims. So Aubrey, actually, we'll just use
right here,
John Z. We'll just use John Z. Ann for instance. So John Z. Ann just Venmoed me $1. Because John Z. Ann is a victim of a scam, I was wondering if you would be willing to actually donate John Z. Ann $1 back. recompensate them for getting scammed?
Not because that's his ignorance. I'm not gonna.
Oh my God! Wait, how ignorant is Lark? Lark, you are so ignorant. Oh my gosh, Lark with a $60 donation on Venmo. You are so fucking ignorant. Thank you so much.
Hey, you know what? I
Their
did this
ignorance
on-
is. I want to see at least a trillion W's for Lark in the comment section
Lark!
for being so ignorant. Thank you so much for the love, as well as
Hey.
Thomas with a $15 on Venmo for the scam, and Alex with a $10 on Venmo for the scam.
Dean, I can
Spell with
make
a
you rich.
$5 on PayPal for the scam. Maylee with a $5 on Venmo for the scam, and Melody with a $50 donation on PayPal for the scam.
what
I
I
want to
made
see at
you
least
just since I came on
500
here,
big
Dean.
W's from Melanie in the chat.
Look how much money I've made you just since I've been on here. You've made some big bucks. I do that
Hey,
for Ethan
you haven't
too.
made me
I
a
do
single
that for
thing. I don't
Ethan
want to hear
as
it.
well.
You haven't
Wait,
made me
wait.
anything. I don't want to hear
Wait,
it.
you didn't make either. of us a
Okay, you
single
guys,
dime.
come
All I
on.
wanted to
Let's
see how
get
much
Dean
money
some
you get
money. Let's
donated.
go. Get Dean some money, you guys. Don't just sit there and give it to. Parker.
This
Give
is
Parker
so
some
cringe.
money.
This
Get
cringe.
split it
Stop
with
it.
Parker. Come on, let's go.
John,
Let's see
thank
what
you
we
for the
can do
dollar
for
Venmo.
Parker. Here we go, Parker. Look it up. Up. Let's go. Come on, you guys. Do not leave Parker out.
Hey,
Let's
can you
go.
Stop. Sorry, that's like really gross.
Hey, you guys like money. You do this for that reason.
Okay, if I did this for money, would that?
There you
imply
go.
that I
Look
would-
at there, Dean. You're going up now, honey. Give him
Maze,
some
thank
money.
you so much
He
for the
makes-
$20. Thank you so much, Maze.
You guys give Dean money. That way he gets it all instead of TikTok getting some.
Hey, if I
Give him your
if I-
Venmo information or whatever.
Hey
PayPal.
Jill,
Dean.
if I did this for money, would that imply that I wouldn't do this if I didn't make money?
I don't believe you would.
Okay,
I
question
don't
for
believe
you.
you would waste your time here
Question.
all day long not making money. No, I don't believe you would.
Cool. Got a question for you. Why'd I start doing this then? Because when I started,
Because you
doing this,
wanted
I
money.
viewers made-
You wanted to
But when
make
I start-
money.
But when I started doing this, I made no money.
But
Belle,
you
thank you for the
continued.
meteor
So
shout. Thank you for the love.
Then when you started making money, you continued. You did not stop. You have full.
But why did
force.
I do it at all when I didn't make any
And
money?
then you
I didn't
started
plan on
throwing
buying
up your PayPal. Hey, you know what? Go ahead and pay me PayPal, Venmo. You
Kaylee,
know?
thank you so much for the $5. Junior, thank you for the $3.
Hey, Darius, thank you for the $10 donation of Venmo, saying I want her to explain how I'm ignorant when I hold 3 law degrees at 23. What the fuck, Darius? That's crazy. That is a crazy accomplishment.
Seriously.
Lyric, thank you for the $5, and Oscar, thank you for the $5.
Well, daggone. What was his
And,
name?
and also, I just want to let you know, Gorgeous Me, that this whole platform of quote unquote making money here on TikTok didn't exist when I first started. It was literally just like I just debated people for fun for hours every single day because I loved it. I actually used to just go on Omegle and debate random people about the election, ask them Biden or Trump, and then debate them on Omegle for literally no money. So I mean, you say, oh, you only do this for money or you only do this for the
Are
grift.
you
Well, I've
doing
been
it
doing
still?
this for
Are
years
you
while
still
making
going
no
over there
money.
and doing it for free? Are you still doing it for free? That's all I have to ask.
Yeah,
you
there are
still
plenty of
doing it
times where I
for
debate
free?
for free.
Okay, gotcha.
And Katie,
Who
thank you
was
for the
the
dollar
guy
for
who said
stop
they had-
scamming me.
they had three
And
law
Erica, thank you
degrees?
for the $3 for the grift. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Who
it.
was the guy who said he had 3 law degrees?
Hey, I got a
At
question.
23?
Darius.
Darius, I bet he's got proof of that too, don't he?
Will, thank you for the $10 of Venmo. Wow, that one really pissed you off. Hey, I got a question. What do you do to a soccer ball?
Olivia, thank you for the $5 for the grift.
I
what do you-
kick it
what do you-
between your legs. Hard.
That was mean. You just had to say kick. You didn't have to apply that second part. That was, you took that one a little far, Jill. That was.
Hannah, thank you so much for the dollar. And Katrina, thank you so much for the dollar for the scam with my master's degree. For real.
That one was a little far, man. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Iron. Thank you for the $10 donation on Venmo for the grift. Iron. Show some love to Iron down below in that chat.
And Junior, thank you for the $3. Thank you so much, Junior.
Jay,
And then Muriel, thank you so much. I appreciate the $25. Thank you so much for no more scams and misinformation, please. Thank you. And Joe, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much for you still debate for free. People choose to donate to you. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next guest, guys. Make sure if you are in that queue that you voted for Chomp.
And look, my dog's in my room with me. She's
Very
laying on
cute.
the ground right there.
We actually heard you talking to Leah in the background there. I muted you in case like you didn't know that you were on air, but
No, I had no clue. I was just talking to Leah. So I don't mind. I was having her move because she was in front of like like the thing right behind me. I didn't want in case it falls, which I just have like this irrational fear that it's gonna fall, which it's not.
Oh
going
yeah,
to.
you always have that. I mean, to be fair, it doesn't look like you should be able to stand up. Hey, one moment, man. Joe, thank you for the $20 donation on PayPal, and Thomas with a $20 donation on Venmo, saying, "Tell that individual that this computer science grad that is also defending this nation is not ignorant." Deadass. Joe and Thomas, I appreciate both of you for the $20 donations. I want to see a lot of love for Joe and Thomas down below in that comment section. Then Sean with $1 on Venmo saying, "Tell Parker his haircut is handsome." What is up, Kafo? You vote for Trump?
I just want to say I love you as I do, and love from Ireland and love from Dublin. That's all.
Appreciate it.
Okay, bye. Thank you. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go.
One thing I love about haircuts is that my hair's short. It's so much easier to like get through the shower. Like, bro, the hair being long is rough.
It's
hair
almost
being long, it takes so much longer to like dry and like deal with stuff.
It's also just easier to style and whatnot. I need to go get a haircut. I'm really bad at getting haircuts. I am really bad. But I actually found a barber in my town.
I want to know how it smells. Ask Dean. Mommy asked.
What the fuck? Like if I ever end up like, making it big time and like doing a tour or something, I am going to pay this barber, all right, like the top dollar to travel with me. He is such a G. He is like so good at what he does. And this barber will be traveling with me.
Molly, Luna, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much. And Amber, thank you for the $1. By the way, everyone, if you want to fund my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree in the bio, make sure to do that instead of just assuming it's Parker get a job, because there are a lot of people that try to, act like they're me.
Yeah, that's why it says on the phone screen, double check your spelling. Always go through the link in the bio. If you don't, just make sure that you're spelling it right. There's like a good 40 people that get scammed per day on Venmo and PayPal with people operating under my name. And
and my names aren't all Parker get a job too. I should have done that from the beginning. I'm such an idiot.
Mm-hmm. And like, I hate it so much. I actually got a Venmo rep on the phone, and even they couldn't really help me. Very unfortunate. We got our next guest loading in. Here we go, guys. Give us a minute. Hey, you vote for Trump?
Yep.
Then change that profile picture. Dexter Morgan is not for you. That dude's lived out. He would never support Trump in a billion years.
Bro, you fit the code, man.
I fit the
Bro,
code?
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Wait,
Yeah,
how does he fit the code?
What?
Do you even understand the code?
Yeah.
How old are you?
You know who actually does meet the code? Donald Trump.
Be careful with that.
Well, it's Dexter. It's not me. I don't have to be careful with anything. It's literally a TV show.
Maybe I'm just like over concerned of having
I think you are over concerned.
The Secret Service show up at my door.
If they show up at my door, that's a viral video waiting to happen. I'm gonna instantly start recording. Secret Service is at my doorstep because I said that he meets Dexter's code. Like what, dude?
Jaden, you vote for Trump?
You and Parker say based a lot. Do you even know where that word derives from?
No.
Jesus. Lil B, bro.
Wait, do you think you can? Do you think terms are only like used based upon their etymology? Like that's
No, but
really
like
weird.
you're using a word. No, I'm just saying you're using a word where you don't even know where it comes from, bro.
I don't need to know the etymology of a word in order to use the word. Why do I have to know the etymology of a word to know what it's
I know, but it's just like lame, like saying a word that you've just heard on TikTok, like you don't actually know the word, bro.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Everything is just a word we heard in society. Are you
based.
okay?
Like base.
Are you okay?
You don't even know
Are you
base.
okay? Every single word I've ever used
I'm
in my life is a
okay.
word. Every single word I've used in my life is a word I've
I
heard from other
know,
people.
but you
know that,
don't
right?
know where it comes from.
I don't
Like,
know
you
where
don't
every
know
word
base,
every single word I just said in the sentence I just said, I don't know where that comes from.
Hey, wait,
You
Why are
fucking
you so
moron.
mad? You don't know what base
Hey,
is.
Because
wait,
it's stupid.
wait,
It's really
wait,
stupid
Jaden.
what you're saying.
Jaden,
It sounds
It's
like you're
not
purposely
stupid. You're
being
saying
disingenuous.
a word you don't even
wait,
know it. bro.
I have a question. I just want to ask a question. Are you a man or a
Yes.
woman?
I'm on my boyfriend's account. I'm a woman.
Okay. Where does the word woman come from?
Listen,
Rough,
it's a
rough,
slang from
cooked,
it's slang
cooked.
from 4chan, and it's
Cooked.
alt-right language. Do you know that?
Cooked. You got cooked.
He
You got
says
cooked.
alt-right.
You
Do
got
know
totally
that?
cooked. You got
Why
totally
is that
cooked.
cooked?
Well, because you just said that you had to know like where the word came from, but then
at
apparently you
least
didn't
know
know where
that
woman
based
came
is
from.
alt-right
You didn't. Do you know
language?
where the word man comes from?
It's slang. I'm talking about
No,
slang.
you have no clue. You have no clue. So then what the hell is your problem? Get the fuck off the live. What are you saying? I don't give a shit. I don't care if it was used by right-wing communities. We should take that
Why are
word
you
and we
so
should
mad, bro?
I'm responding. You're just saying I'm mad because I'm responding to you. Bro, what?
Yeah, let's take that word and let's make the word based again. How about that?
Can we make it based and like, not let them use the word, like that?
Yeah. By the way, also, like, I just want to put it out there, like the alt-right pipeline, they don't create these things. They just steal it from other people. You know what I mean? Like, that's like the whole like conquest of the alt-right is to take things, word, phrases, symbols from like virtuous usages, and like they colonialize language and symbols. Like for instance, the fucking the swastika that comes from like what is it? I forget the specific origins of the swastika. I don't want to repeat the Buddhism, right? Now of course I think that I personally would never use the swastika just because of its association. But just the point is that these alt-right communities just like colonialize like things, words, phrases, and symbols, all of the time, all of the fucking time. Most recently they've also done it with like Pepe. Has anyone seen that? Like I'm sure that there's people in here that are a bit older than me that remember when like Pepe was just like a general meme used by people. And now like the alt-right communities have taken Pepe and it's like the symbol of racism, alt-right extremism, etc. Same thing with like Doge now too. That's been a recent development.
Also, this is important context. Andrew, think of the $5 for Asker that etymology of the lol, and then Maze, think of the dollar. They said based comes from the slang basehead, a term from the 1980s to describe people addicted to like some type of freebasing, like a snowflake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's up, MN? Did you vote for Trump?
I did, yeah.
How old are you?
25.
Is that your profile picture unironically? Like, do you think you're the Joker?
No, I just like the Joker.
Nicole, thank you so much for the $1. I appreciate it. And Amber, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much.
You don't fuck with the Joker?
I'm confused what you mean, Amber. They said they sent you, Amber sent you a message a few times.
Okay, I'll look for it.
On either Venmo or PayPal.
I actually am like a pretty big fan of like the Joker movies, but like it's so cringe to use it as your profile picture. But that aside, why did you vote for Trump?
Because most of my family did, and I did for that reason.
Okay.
Sorry, there's just nothing. Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
No, but I like Trump. There's some things that I don't like. So, for instance, like the things
His bio says Sydney, so.
Nah. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, ladies and
Madison,
gentlemen.
thank you for the $5. Thank you so much, Madison.
Caitlin, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Madison with the $5, and Queen with the $5 as well. Thank you.
Oh, Dean, I was gonna ask you, how do I get rid of the STBY thing at the bottom left?
STB. Standby. Yeah, you got to go into your camera settings and then set clear HDMI to on. I could show you after the stream.
Okay, that.
All right, everybody. Actually, I might even just be able to send you a YouTube tutorial right now. Everybody, do just give us. Actually, if you want to get a guest up in here, I could do that.
No, it's fine. I'll figure it out.
Emily, thank you for the $2 at Venmo. What's up? Did you vote for Trump?
Hi, can you tell my husband Chris that our wedding is coming up soon? He won't text me back. And I know he's your friend. Yeah, our wedding's coming up next Tuesday. And he's hot. Can you tell him for me? Oh. Back on Instagram, maybe.
Why do you do this to yourself?
Me? I'm in love with him. Like I told my mom about it.
Yeah. Tell us about this. How are you in love with him?
I don't know. I just dreamed
Wait,
about
wait,
it.
first, how old are you?
I'm 20.
What year were you born in?
2004.
Continue.
He's just hot. I don't know what else to say. And I want him to text me back.
You found his number?
No, I wish.
Then how can he text you back if you haven't texted
Well, I
him?
texted him on Instagram.
Oh, okay. So you want us to tell him to check his Instagram DMs?
Yes, and I want him so bad. Just tell him. I love him.
Okay, I'll make sure to let him know that.
Yeah, I cash apped him, or I didn't cash app him because it's shut down or whatever. But I sent him $50. That's how much I love him. And I barely have enough for toilet paper. So tell him I love him.
Okay. You should probably prioritize the toilet paper, but I would say, I'll let him know. I'll make sure to inform him.
And I hope he texts me back because I'd probably pass out.
Okay, I got you.
All right, thank you. Okay.
I thought Dean was kicking her, and we just sat there in silence for like a second. Dude, I'm sorry, I woke up Leah. No. I'm so sorry, Leah.
I dropped the ball. I was texting Chris. I told Chris to pull through to the live, but.
Oh, shit.
We're gonna get that next guest up in here, guys. Everyone just give us a minute here. He's on Twitch. Oh, nice. Told him to pull through.
I'm so sorry, Leah. Oh, she's so cute.
Guys, spam maggot down below in that chat if you want to pull up to the stream and debate. Just currently looking on that next guest. We have been live for about 3 hours. I think I'm going to go for about another 30 minutes here. Then I'm going to get off for the day. I have quite a lot of things to do. A lot of things to do in a very little time.
Quite a lot?
Yeah. I got to like build a bunch for the studio. Maybe I could even like
What do you gotta
live
build?
stream a whole fucking like counter thing and then some floating shelves. So I got it all in. That's actually gonna be my.
Do a Twitch stream.
Yeah, should I just like stream that on Twitch?
You know how Chris streams himself cooking? You could
Yeah,
probably just stream yourself doing that if you want to do it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Cause I'll be on for a minute. I mean, can I hypothetically?
I mean, I'll be doing debates, so.
Can I also just do like a YouTube stream or some shit?
Yeah, I mean, you can. My point would be is that I would guess because it's not related to the rest of your content that's going to be on YouTube, it might not be good for the algorithm on YouTube going into it. But I mean, you do what you do want. That's why I go on Twitch and I do Fortnite streams and stuff. Like last night, I went on Twitch and did Fortnite stream.
Is that how YouTube's algorithm is built? Like if
I think
for
so.
instance-
I think so, at least. So I would just not risk it. I'm not quite sure how the YouTube algorithm works in that respect enough, but you could maybe even do Instagram. Like you might like Instagram more actually.
Oh, yeah, I got my ability back to go live on Instagram.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, one moment, Tanner. So, by the way, I was meaning to talk to the chat about this because it's fucking crazy. So, for the last 5 months, I have had access to my Instagram account restricted.
Oh,
so
okay.
I literally had a pop-up warning on my Instagram that said that my account is not findable in the algorithm and search. You can't find my Instagram anywhere. And I was back and forth with support for like ever about this, and then I finally just got so fucking pissed that I posted a screenshot of it on my Instagram story, and then less than 30 minutes later, it was all fixed. All I did was I posted about it on my story and made a tweet, and then it was all fixed. And the funny thing is, I've been limited from so much growth on the platform. I have gained 20,000 followers in the last 48 hours just because I no longer have any restrictions on my account. Fucking, like, it's crazy, man. It is so crazy. Like, if I never got the restriction on my account in the first place, I'd probably be close to 1 million followers on Instagram right now. Tanner, you vote for Trump?
Not on this topic, but I got another question.
You guys watched that.
Unfortunately, we are only looking to debate individuals that did vote for Trump. I do apologize. We're going to go to get that next guest up in here, y'all. We got Jordan loading into the live. What's my IG? So actually, my Instagram is the same as my Venmo and the PayPal. Would you actually help us get our next guest up in here? Everybody, just do give us a minute. Yo, Zoe, thank you for the $10 donation on Venmo, saying, "Can I build on stream while Parker debates? If not, you guys could start streaming Subway Surfers." Yeah, I'm considering building on stream. I don't know. Maybe I might not. We'll see. If I did, I might even just go live on like on here, but on another account. Yo, Skylar with the $10 donation on PayPal. Bro, dude, this is the Chris person. Please tell him my Instagram is redacted and our wedding is next Tuesday. Bro.
She already has it planned and set up. Holland, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. They just
Dude,
started
that's-
impeachment proceedings. Great.
Great.
That's amazing. Saru, thank you for the $2. My dog already left. Milo, thank you so much. I appreciate the $1. Thank you. I typically don't accept people from people's guest requests from who send me Venmos, Cash Apps, and PayPals. All right, let's get this next person up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. You know, yesterday I had like 70% on 40 on my first one, 70% on my second one, and then 55% on the third one.
What the fuck? That's weird. I've noticed that things have declined a little bit. What's up, Maxim? You vote for Trump? Nope. You know what? Another crazy thing. I actually did just send Chris that her Instagram. Like she demonstrated initiative and drive. So how could
You're
you
going to
hate on
incentivize other people to do that. I'm just letting you know.
Okay, maybe not that. Maybe not that.
Yeah, if someone else does
Sorry,
the
I
same
didn't
thing,
answer.
I just don't do it. You know, because that's what you do. Is people see that and they're like, you know what? I can get in contact with Chris if I do this. You know?
Yeah, bad move. So I was actually just kidding. I didn't actually do that as a joke.
Hello?
No. Hey, what's up? You vote for Trump?
Hey, I'm so sorry. I just love you guys. I didn't. I'm so sorry. Bye. I love you. Bye. Bye.
Hello, did you vote for Trump?
I did, and I regret it.
Oh, you regret it? Well, base, man. You've already done the work that we want you to do on your own, and we could appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yo, Parker, you honestly want to head over to your live? I'm not having any luck with these guests, man.
You want to keep trying for a little bit longer so I can eat a little bit?
Sure. Sure. Crest just responded and said, "I do not know that human." That is such a Chris response.
I can hear Chris in his head. We live.
Yeah,
in a society.
that is like such a Chris response. That is like a classic Chris response. Classic Chris. Oh, they're gone. Okay, Matt, we're just still trying to find a debate.
Gotta
We're
love
not
Chris.
having
Gotta
any
love
luck.
Chris. All right. Actually, you know what? I have one thing I got to do real quick.
People in the chat are spamming Ultra MAGA. I think the catchphrase Ultra MAGA is so fucking funny. That is like the funniest thing ever. Ultra MAGA. That's crazy.
When I see Ultra MAGA, I think of like a good portion of the people we talked to at the rally. You know, like the guy who was like called you a communist. Ultra MAGA.
Dude, he was Ultra MAGA.
He was Ultra MAGA.
That was crazy. I've never met someone so Ultra MAGA.
Someone said Magatron.
Dude, that guy had the Trump shirt on, a Trump hat on. Fuck, he probably even had the sneakers. And then he had the Trump flag on his back. He was like, "You fucking communist! You're a socialist, aren't you?" Oh my god.
Oh my god. We should have gone to more rallies. That was so fucking fun. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Some of the people at the rallies are crazier than the people we talked to in the debates. Like, I'm not trolling.
Sure. Do you remember like that one individual that we got but like
We didn't get on camera?
because you weren't recording?
Yes, because I accidentally stopped the recording. Dude, that would have been so funny. Oh my gosh, that clip was so fucking good, dude. Oh my
That
god, I'm so
was-
sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. That one was nuts, dude.
Andrew, thank you so much for the $2.
Yeah, so like
Ultra
the
MAGA is
crazy...
some cringe thing Elon would say. So real.
I am ultra MAGA.
Yeah, I feel like you could meme the Elon Musk thing when he says he's dark MAGA and then just put ultra there and like meme it.
Oh fuck, man. All right, I'm no longer having fun.
I'm sorry. I'll help you get someone up so that we can get someone up while I eat and do this. I'm just
Yeah,
like
this
talking to you
sucks.
because I was thinking about that. I apologize.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, all right. This is what happened to me yesterday, dude.
It happens. It happens.
Maybe it's me.
Maybe so. It's all your fault, Parker.
My existence has killed the stream. Yo, Jeffrey, did you vote Trump?
I did. Dual citizen here, Canada and United States.
You voted for
Wait.
that? That wants to
Yeah, dude, Jeffrey, come on. Wait, you
shot
voted for a
yourself
guy
in the
that
foot.
says he might use economic sanctions to annex Canada? You're not going to be a
Absolutely.
dual citizen then.
Absolutely.
You want Trump to annex Canada?
Have you seen how Canada's run? I live in both places 6 months a year.
I have a question. Do you think that the people of Canada have a right to self-determination?
The people of Canada actually also agree with Trump. I know so many people that are also would vote for Trump if it was
What
their-
percent of Canadians want to join the United States?
everywhere west of Ontario.
No, I don't want to hear everywhere geographically speaking because there's a hell of a
Manitoba,
lot of
Regina,
people.
Saskatchewan.
I just want to let you know, land doesn't vote, people do. So I'm asking you, what percent of people specifically?
I would
right?
say a solid 20 or 30% of Canada disagrees with what goes on in Canada.
Wait, so then that's not enough to like annex a region.
It doesn't.
What the fuck?
I'm not talking about annexing Canada.
That's what Trump is talking about. Trump is talking about making them the 51st state. What the hell are you talking about? You voted
Yeah.
for a guy that is going to annex your home country.
So what? It needs to be done.
What do you mean? Most
Have you ever been to
Canadians don't
Canada?
agree.
Have you ever been to Canada?
Most Canadians don't agree. I don't have to go to Canada to know that most Canadians don't agree.
Most Canadians can't even afford to live.
What? Wait,
Most Canadians can't even afford to live.
Wait, based on what measure?
Everything. The lack of jobs, the lack of support from the government, the lack of everything that they have.
Lack of support from the government.
Absolutely.
Who are you voting for in the next Canadian election?
Pierre.
Yeah, he's going to cause there to be less help from the government. So good
No.
fucking job, Jeffrey. You voted for a guy that's going to cut social programs. You said the government isn't showing up enough, and then you're going to vote for a guy to cut the government. What the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about, Jeff? You voted for PP. Oh, you're going to vote for PP. Sorry.
Absolutely.
So you want more financial hard struggles?
If that's what it takes to get both countries going right in.
Dude, he's like people can't afford things. Let's make it worse.
Sometimes you got to
Let's
make it
make it
worse
so
to
that
make
the
it better,
government
no?
helps them
You gotta
less.
No, you got to make it worse to make it better sometimes.
What does that even mean?
Sometimes you need to make things
Jeffrey,
gotta hit
can you
the
tell me
bottom
one
before you go
policy?
up.
Can you tell me one policy that PP supports that you like?
Immigration.
One policy. That's a goal. Or that's a topic. Sorry.
It's not even a goal. It's just
Not even a goal. It's a
fucking
topic.
word.
It's a
Yeah.
topic. What about it?
Wait, what do you mean?
What about immigration?
Dude, yeah, imagine if you asked me for one Biden policy I liked, and I was just like, economy!
Economy. Climate change.
Climate change!
The action.
Yeah,
would
because
make more sense.
we're really making that change, right?
So can you name a
Yes,
policy?
we actually are making the climate change.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that guy's very intelligent.
Why do people like that exist? It takes what's holding them back from being rational, you know? We're gonna move on to the next guest. Dude, Jill's back in the queue. Jill, leave. We have no more time for you. Quite frankly, there's no space for you on the live. Thank you very much. Hello, Ashley. Did you vote for Trump? Ashley! Okay, Ashley's
Someone
not
said
here.
is PP equivalent to Trump? No. Like I think there's a distinction how bad they are for sure.
I know nothing about PP.
Not as bad as Trump, but not good. Like bad, still really bad.
Does he?
You know?
Let me guess.
But
Does he
like,
still support
but like,
universal health care?
I'm pretty sure he's not even advocating against the healthcare system. So I'd have to check though. That's at least what I've heard from Canadians. So I could be mistaken. That's what the guy at Jubilee told me. Remember who was Canadian?
Oh yeah. Hey Jay, you vote for Trump?
I did not. I just want to say y'all are doing God's work.
I appreciate that. Jay.
He might want to privatize it. I don't know. I'll have to see.
Bro,
I could be wrong though.
going back on universal health care is fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
You know,
PP
like
is such a funny name acronym. I know, right?
I saw
PP
like
has no policy.
I saw like one post that was from a Trumper that was like, "Oh, name one category that Canada outperforms America in," and like someone replied to it. It was like average lifespan, and like the average Canadian lives for like 10 to 15 years longer than the average American. What's up, Gizmo? You vote for Trump?
I did.
You did. Why did you vote for the worst presidential candidate of your life?
Wouldn't call him that.
I would.
His policies, mainly with immigration and economics, you know.
Okay, I have a hard question for you. Name one policy that he wants to influence to get passed through Congress that will serve as a long-term solution for the southern border.
You want names?
Yeah.
Well, the shit he just did with ICE is pretty cool.
He wants to get rid of pharmacare. Sorry, I don't know why I just randomly just decided to like look at that.
So what does he want to use ICE to do as a long-term solution for the southern border?
So basically, just take out like illegals.
Okay, so mass deportation of undocumented migrants is an immigration policy for sure. However, I asked you
Undocumented
specifically
migrants are
for-
illegals, are they not?
So I don't believe that we should use the term illegals.
But they're technically illegal, are they not?
Based upon the way that you define the term illegal, you're like, yes, your definition of the term illegal would fit to undocumented migrants. However, this is like a white supremacist saying that they define the N-word as a black person. So technically, black people are N-words. Okay, like, get a fucking...
Yeah, all right, bro. I see what you mean there. I see what you mean there.
Oh,
Continue.
do you have a rebuttal there, or?
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, all I've seen is arrests being made on, like, criminals type shit.
So they want to do a mass deportation of all 20 million undocumented migrants in the country. So I
Well, all 20 million, I don't know about that.
I asked you for an immigration policy for the southern border. Do you want to talk about mass deportation, because we could do that instead?
Nah, let's talk about Palestine, bro.
Would you ever support ethnic cleansing?
All right, so I've been on this live for a
Okay,
couple
thank you for the $5 and 55 cents.
Yo, yo, yo.
Appreciate you for the love. Okay.
Allison, think of the dollars.
No, I would not support ethnic cleansing. No, bro.
Okay, so then you obviously don't support Trump's policy in foreign affairs, right?
But it's not. See, like.
Yeah, run it. Let me hear it. Come
right,
on,
so-
please. This is the easiest argument that I could ever make known to mankind. Tell me your thoughts, and I'll make you look stupid.
Here's my point: is there's no plausible deniability with Trump. He explicitly came out and called for the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians. He
didn't
explicitly
say
said
ethnic
he wants them to be.
cleansing.
No,
I mean,
he
I
said
know
permanently.
that's not a.
Wait. Does he think that they should permanently go out of Gaza?
I'm pretty sure he said temporarily.
No, he said permanently. That's
Where is that? I'm fairly certain he said temporarily, maybe longer.
the
That's
only
like-
context
that's
he
what
said
it
in which there would be some Palestinians living within Gaza is that everyone around the world would be living. He wants to like completely flatten it, replace it. He said that it would make no sense that they would want to go back there and live there. That they can go to
Well,
Egypt
why-
and Jordan. Go ahead, Dean.
We don't even need to be having this debate. The reason I say we don't need to be having this debate is because we could agree that Jewish individuals were ethnically cleansed from Germany, right?
Yeah, of course.
Were they permanently ethnically cleansed or temporarily?
I don't think they came back, so permanently.
So there's no Jewish individuals in Germany today?
It's probably a couple.
So if you're curious, yes, Jewish individuals do live in Germany today. That was temporary ethnic cleansing. However, we don't look at it any different than quote unquote permanent ethnic cleansing. So the permanence or impermanence of a human rights violation is completely irrelevant to the is completely irrelevant when we're trying to indicate the morality of the occurrence. Like we don't we never consider the temporality of a violation in any other context, literally ever. Like we never discuss how long a victim was raped when we're determining if the action was good or bad or how bad it was, right? We're never talking about, how long it took for a bullet to kill a murder victim. We don't really fucking care about, the temporality aspect of these rights violations. So I don't see how that would be indicative as a counter argument against the claim that Donald Trump wants to ethnically cleanse Palestine.
So what you're saying is just the concept of ethnic cleansing alone is enough to judge off of? Is that what you're saying? Like, because you're saying like the context isn't necessary. That's
The
kind
only
of what I got.
the only context that would be like required in a counter argument would be context that would somehow invalidate the claim that it's ethnic cleansing at all. Yes, like I don't think that contextualizing ethnic cleansing in the sense of saying, well, it is ethnic cleansing, but XYZ is going to do anything for you. Okay, we never contextualize human rights violations. Like it's like a really shitty misogynist saying, yeah, she got raped, but maybe if she wasn't wearing that short skirt. Like we always frown upon the contextualization of human rights violations to make one more sympathetic towards them. So obviously we shouldn't do any different in this sense, unless you could somehow describe why it wasn't ethnic cleansing.
Well, do you think that the people who are there want to be there?
Okay, yeah, so you're basically assuming that the individuals are consenting to the practices?
Well, I'm just saying, like,
and if you're curious, yes, they do fucking want to be in their home. That is the
but their
reason
homes-
why Palestinians are fighting. They're like innocent Palestinians are losing their lives. Babies are getting slaughtered, right? Fighting for their existence. Of course, it's their home. It's their land. Yes. So I just.
But he's going to rebuild it for them.
Oh wow. Okay. So, but he's going to do something good for them. Therefore, it's okay. That's your argument, right?
Well, I
okay, so
thought
here's
that
the
he
issue
was
with that
doing
argument, and I said this earlier on my stream, and I'm gonna say this again. So if you were alive during the time of the Civil War, you'd be a Confederate. You want to know why?
I would not be a Confederate.
Yes, you would. You do.
I don't
You
think
would
so,
be a
no.
Confederate. Here's why. Okay, so imagine my background.
No.
We should criminalize, slavery on the federal level. You would be the one coming up into the box saying, well, but we understand that these are human rights violations, but simultaneously, like the plantation owners are giving these enslaved people a place to stay. They're giving them warm food and clothes, okay? If it wasn't for the plantation owners, these enslaved individuals wouldn't be able to work a job or maintain their own life. They have a higher quality of life on the plantation. That plantation owner is doing something good for them. Therefore, we should let them. It's the same exact argument that you're making right now. You're saying, well, we understand that, he wants to buy their land without their consent, conquest, colonialized, and level it. But he wants to rebuild it and do something really good for them, which in itself is also a baseless assumption. And if anything, we have more reason to believe that that land will inevitably be colonialized, annexed, and occupied by Israel, the ethno-state of individuals who reject the existence of Palestine.
Damn. Can't even come up with some bullshit for that.
Because it's black and white, man. It's good and bad.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. Like, obviously, like, Palestine is taking the worst beating than Israel, but it's not like one side is, like, innocent.
My side is that of the innocent babies, the innocent women, the children, the men that have lost their lives trying to get food from supplies trucks, that have lost their lives learning in school, that have lost their lives sleeping in a deserted hospital because their home was destroyed. That's my side. Every single one of those.
And you know what?
victims are innocent.
Biden did that too, bro.
I agree. I absolutely agree that the Biden-Harris administration and the Democratic Party help perpetuate the deaths of innocent individuals in Palestine. However, my consideration in the 2024 election was harm reduction. And Donald Trump was projected to be significantly more harmful towards innocent Palestinians compared to Biden or Harris. And to
As we see right now.
And to say that that gave you good reason not to vote for Harris is a very privileged, imperialistic perspective to say that, you value this principled, virtuous view over saving the lives of more innocent Palestinians via the harm reduction, contrasting the policy of Harris compared to Trump?
That's not like why I didn't vote for her. I don't know where you got that.
Well,
That's not my reason for not voting.
I was explaining why I actually think it's like incredibly privileged and wrong to say that you shouldn't have voted for Kamala Harris because of Palestine in the last election.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, Biden did that as well, you know.
Oh, well, yeah, that's all you're saying. You're right.
Got him.
Yeah, so, no, but do you understand, like, at least the point we're making is that, like, we can at least draw a point that like Donald Trump is significantly worse than Kamala Harris. We can say that we disagree with Kamala Harris within vast respects, but Donald Trump is significantly worse. That's the issue.
What the eggs, bro?
I just wanted to ask this guest a question, and I don't mean to like distract from like the purpose of the live. I'm just genuinely curious, and then we'll get right back on topic here soon. I saw that you said in the chat that you completely disagree with my perspective, that it's very like privileged and imperialistic to not have voted for Kamala Harris in the last election because of the Democrat Party's policy on Israel and Palestine.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
Why?
I think it assumes that the person who's saying that is like a native born American. Maybe you're assuming they're white. Maybe you're assuming that they can weaponize Americanism and American colonialism in a way that I think a lot of the people who were most turned away from voting for Kamala Harris in this past election wouldn't necessarily align with those ideals. For example, a migrant who now has voting rights in the United States, but who was born or has family living in Gaza, I wouldn't say that them feeling unwilling to vote for Kamala Harris is privileged. I would say that you're right in some circumstances, but I think it's leaving out the great majority of people who feel like their particular minoritized community is being isolated and rejected by the Democratic Party. You can disagree with that. Like, you can disagree with that choice they made to not vote for Kamala Harris. But to say that everyone is privileged, I think it's disingenuous, and it paints like with one brush a big population.
Would you say the migrant living in America has more privilege than those being bombed in Palestine?
Yeah, but I also wouldn't condemn them because I've never been in that circumstance. And I wouldn't call them privileged in that way because, as I would call maybe a white American who is, you know, espousing white liberalism and saying, oh no, I cannot harm my values, I wouldn't assign the same kind of perspective of privilege that that person would hold to that migrant.
I agree with that. I'm okay with assigning different perspectives of privilege to like a white American compared to a migrant. We could agree there. I think overwhelmingly, like the point that I was trying to achieve, and I believe that this would apply identically to like a white American as well as a migrant in America voting, is, you know, to hold like a certain ideal of virtue, that being that we don't support, you know, the death of innocent individuals in Palestine, to then thereby not vote for Kamala Harris absent of harm reduction, which could have abetted in Trump's victory, which has now led to more harm against innocent Palestinians. However, what I will say is that third-party voters did not lose Kamala Harris the election. Anybody in which would posit that was wrong. If all third-party voters voted for Kamala Harris, she still would have lost. And I actually, in a certain sense, disagree with a lot of Democrats that try to argue it's all of the Jill Stein voters' faults. I think that's very regressive to the productivity of the left. However, I do certainly disagree with individuals that voted for Jill Stein because of the Democrat Party's support for Israel. Do you disagree with individuals that voted for Jill Stein because of the Democrat Party's support for Israel?
Yeah, well, one second. The person who said, well, I hope they enjoy the waterfront resort now, you're a weirdo. I just wanted to say that out loud and explicitly. You guys are strange, and that's what's turning a lot of people away from the Democratic Party. I would say that the people
I agree there. Yeah, like all of like the Democrats blaming it all on the Jill Stein voters. I disagree with every single one of those. I think it's like weird.
But even
discussing.
To say waterfront property as a joke is like repulsive. I just want to say that. To your question, I didn't vote for Jill Stein, but I'm not taking that as an insult that people are saying that I did. And I would say that it depends on where you are, in my opinion.
So,
if you were in a battleground state, I would be less like, it would be harder for me to like obviously everyone has their own right, but if you're in a battleground state, I think it would be more likely that I would hope somebody would vote for Kamala Harris, whereas if somebody was in a deep red or deep blue, I'm less prone to cast judgment depending on their choice and like the reasoning behind it.
But would you agree that
which isn't
generally
at all
all in
the
which? Would you agree that everybody that voted for Jill Stein should have voted for Kamala Harris instead?
no. Like, why would somebody in California need to like vote for Kamala Harris? Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so Parker, so you'd say that the statement Parker should have voted for Kamala Harris is false due to the fact that Parker is in California?
I would say that you should, like, every person who has left-leaning politics who like voted in the last election should have voted for Kamala Harris, every single person. No, because that's not the point of democracy, in my opinion.
No, so you're arguing that I should not have voted for Kamala Harris?
No, that's not the dichotomy that exists here. You're asking me if I think they should have.
I'm asking you your position. Can you just answer the question? I'm asking you a very specific question. Do you think
I know,
I
but
should
your
have voted
question
for Kamala
flips-
Harris?
Your question flipped what I said, which is
Wow,
okay, but I'm just
can I hear an
clarifying.
answer?
Yeah, so then no, I did not say you should not vote for Kamala Harris.
No, should I or should I not vote for Kamala Harris? Like I'm really not getting an answer to this question. It's like you're evading it like a politician.
I mean, there's another way to frame this as well. Like, if your reason why you don't want to say every Jill Stein voter should have voted for Kamala Harris is because of the fact that we're in a democracy, well, then very similarly, you can't say that Trump voters shouldn't have voted for Trump.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Should I have voted for Kamala Harris?
What I said was I wouldn't say every single person who did not vote for Kamala Harris should have. That does not mean that I said that you should not. And I'm sorry, Dean, whatever you just said, I don't know because
Okay, so you don't think I should have?
There's a better way. There's a better way to frame this. Everybody that voted for Trump, should they have voted for Kamala Harris?
I think that no one should have voted for Trump.
Everybody
Ideally,
that
yeah,
voted
sure.
for-
Everyone can vote for
I want a yes or a no. Everybody that voted for Trump, should they have voted for Kamala Harris instead?
In my like political worldview, yeah.
Okay, so if everybody that voted for Trump should have voted for Harris, why shouldn't have everybody that voted for Jill Stein voted for Kamala Harris?
Because I think there are reasonable reasons that somebody would be turned away from Kamala Harris and towards Jill Stein, but I don't think the same exists for Trump, in my opinion. Again, this isn't what the live is about, and I don't mean to be like pivoting in this way, but
Yeah, no, it's okay. I invited you up here because I was just curious in your perspective because I saw you in the chat, and I feel like that's probably where a disagreement is going to lie because you're saying that there's like reasonable justification to vote for Jill Stein over Kamala Harris in the last election, and I think that's where we disagree. I can admit that there is justification to vote for Jill Stein over Kamala Harris. However, I just find it to be unreasonable. Like, I don't think it's reasonable to vote for Jill Stein compared to Kamala Harris, knowing that one of the two major party candidates were to have won. And if Kamala Harris were to have won, you would have reduced harm contrasted to if Trump were to win. And because there's that real world implication of less rights violations in Israel and Palestine given a Kamala Harris presidency compared to Trump's presidency, I wouldn't find that to be reasonable to vote for Jill.
can I ask, I know at times you guys talk about the marginal like value of votes in different states. Would you not say that that also applies here in that, for example, a state like California, which was the example used before, where like across all of the recent years that I know of has gone blue, somebody making the choice not to vote for Kamala Harris, but to express, again, I did not vote third party. Again, I'm not taking it as an insult that somebody's saying that, but I'm not like advocating for my own point of view here. I'm just saying that I wouldn't assign shame to an action, especially in places where the marginal difference in a single vote wouldn't be as large. Yes.
Okay, so if women's right to vote were put on a ballot based upon the Electoral College, right, would you cast different judgment, right, on like certain people who voted against women's right to vote in certain states that are not swing states?
I understand your question. In that setting, it would be a yes or no versus the presidential election, which is a multiple choice question. But in that setting, yes, I would cast judgment on people who voted against women's rights.
You didn't answer my question. Would you cast the same judgment on people who are in swing states comparative to people who are not in swing states?
Oh, that was your question. Well, I think I did answer that because yes, I would cast judgment on everyone the same on the fact that they voted against women's rights. Yes.
Okay, so it's not about whether or not they could affect the election. So why did you then evaluate people that voted for Jill Stein or voted for someone other than Kamala Harris differently than people who are in swing states? Please explain
Because
to me
it isn't, because like I said before, one, it's not a yes or no question in that what it sounds like from the way that you phrased it, it would be women's rights for or against. And because the reasoning that somebody would be hesitant towards, again, what my whole point is that I, in the situation and the distance from this violence that I have, I'm slow to cast judgment on other people. For that reason, the reasons why people might feel wary to vote for Kamala Harris and the harm that her campaign allowed to perpetuate, I think the reason why people feel distance from that would be different from the reason why people feel distance from voting for women's rights. I don't think that same complexity would come in when talking about women's rights.
I think like the comparison in my mind here, I think the comparison in my mind here would be, you know, we're going to cast judgment on anybody who would vote against against women's rights, regardless if they're in a swing state or outside of a swing state. However, there's a way in which we could frame Harris versus Trump. When you vote against Harris, you're voting for against a reduction in rights violations of individuals in Palestine. At the end of the day, that is going to be the real world outcome. And I understand some of the words that you're using, such as wariness. I think that you could have voted for Kamala Harris while being wary of Kamala Harris because of her support for Israel. And I agree, I share that same wariness. However, I don't think that wariness alone gives you sufficient reason to vote against Kamala Harris when we'd understand the impact of harm reduction, granted the high level of support for Israel from Trump.
And then again, that's like a whole debate that I don't think that I would be the best person to discuss here, but
okay.
I share the opinion of those who could articulate better that the way that people are framing the harm reduction of Kamala Harris versus the harm of Trump, I think creates a dichotomy that's a little dishonest sometimes, in my opinion. That is not to say that Trump would not cause more harm than Kamala Harris. I just think the way that it's sensationalized as if it's harm.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree. There is sensationalization in that, and I even recognize that as I was saying it out loud. Like, you're right. Yeah. Like when you like kind of frame it in this way, like, oh, if you vote for Kamala Harris, more innocent Palestinians will have their life saved. You know, it kind of sensationalizes the deaths of the innocent Palestinians that would have been killed given the support from Kamala Harris, right? But I think that's why I originally said, well, this perspective of privilege from Americans, you know, I will accept it sensationalizes the issue. However, I value, right, the reduction of deaths of Palestinians in the Middle East more so than I value the sensationalization of the issue during the election. And I think that's where that perspective of privilege comes in. Like, I really wanted people to know that if Kamala Harris would have won, we would have foregone more harm that would have been caused compared to if Trump would have won. And that resulted in the real world implication of lives that would have died no longer dying, children that would have starved no longer starving. And now every Palestinian on the Gaza Strip that will be, ethnically cleansed, not being ethnically cleansed, most likely. And I don't know, it's just an interesting conversation. If you don't have anything else to say, we can move on. I appreciate you for coming up.
I just want to ask one thing, just to like set the limit on what you just said. I think, well, never mind, actually, I won't address that. But what I'll say is one hypothetical quickly, if I can, in your guys' skill set. I don't disagree with you guys, just to be clear. And I was going to ask you guys if you ever debated anyone farther left of you. So this is funny, ironic that this is happening. But
Yeah.
I was going to ask.
I used to be an ANCOM.
I know, I heard you say that. I didn't hear more about your perspective on that, but that was interesting to hear. What I wanted to ask is like the hypothetical Californian who had like their entire family in Gaza, whose entire family has been decimated, all from the bombs signed by whatever Democratic congressman was making a statement that day. Would you say to that person that you should have voted for Kamala Harris?
I'd say yes.
Yeah, like
You'd say to that
we would
person?
we would argue anyone should have voted for Kamala Harris, given that the only two reasonable people that could have been assumed to have won in this election were either Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. Absolutely.
Okay, that's just interesting. Even in states where I understand that if everyone felt this way, there would no longer be solid red nor solid blue. But even in states with a solid like Democratic lean, you think that everyone should have voted for Kamala Harris.
So like again, what you're not understanding with my point is that again, we don't have a different evaluation with swing states versus non-swing states. Like in the same example I brought to you, particularly, you didn't have a different evaluation for how you treated people who voted against women's right to vote in swing states comparative to non-swing states. So what is the relevant difference between these scenarios that means you have a difference in the way that you evaluate it in one scenario but not in the other one?
So for me, the reason why somebody would be turned away from voting from Kamala Harris is different from the reason why somebody would be turned away from voting for women's rights.
Okay.
Again, we don't have to go in circles again because maybe we just disagree.
Okay,
But-
so a different so you're saying a different reason particularly to not vote for that's like saying because it's a different position. You're not really like providing a difference in the way that you vote. It's not relevant towards what I'm comparing. What I'm comparing in that scenario is how you evaluate the candidate, or not the candidate, the voter, based upon whether or not they voted for a particular thing that you agree with in a swing state or not in a swing state, predicated off of the fact that it has a greater or lesser impact on the election results. That's the way that you are evaluating it. So what you just brought up isn't necessarily relevant to it. Does it make sense?
To me, it is, because if the question is how I would cast judgment on that person, I would cast judgment on that person saying, I cannot vote for Kamala Harris because of her policy in Gaza, differently than I would cast judgment on someone for any reason they said, I would vote against women's rights for reason XYZ. Again, you guys don't think that there's any good reason,
I have a way to frame
but
it.
in my head, there is.
I have a way to frame it.
Wait,
I wanna
actually,
talk
I don't.
about-
Wait, hold on. I just want to clarify one thing before. I don't necessarily disagree with that because you're providing a basis on difference of reasoning, but you weren't saying it was just predicated off of reasoning. You were saying it was predicated off of what state they were in. Do you understand what I'm saying now?
I didn't, again, my judgment wouldn't, maybe I wasn't clear earlier. My judgment, like what I would hope them to do changes, my judgment upon them doesn't change. So if that same hypothetical person with family who has been massacred lived in Pennsylvania, my ability to say, shame on you, or your privilege has stood in the way of our whatever the heck, doesn't change. My hope for them would be, and if it was me in that state, I liked this programs where people were like, quote unquote, trading votes, like things like that, where you can still lean towards the Democrat winning in that state. But maybe that's where the confusion was. I didn't say that my judgment of them would change. My hope for what the outcome would be would change.
I wouldn't just like go up to people and say like shame on you or anything like that. Like we're just saying that like, oh, you should have voted for this particular candidate in the election. That's it.
I wanted to touch on one more thing.
Okay.
So you propose a hypothetical migrant in California that had family members in Palestine that were being genocided by the last administration. Here's like an analogy that I kind of relate it to. So let's imagine you have 100,000 family members, and there is this genocidal maniac that has a gun that is going to kill more family members every single day. Well, under scenario one, right, we give that genocidal maniac that is going to exist for at least the next 4 years, and we know that with certainty. Let's just say a handgun with 50 extra magazines. And we can evaluate that. That's going to cause so much harm. It's going to be terrible. But under scenario two, we're going to give that genocidal maniac a fully automatic 50 cal rifle with 500 extra magazines. And at the end of the day, we inevitably can deduce our way down to the conclusion that at the end of the day, we have near certain knowledge that this genocidal maniac will either have the handgun or the fully automatic 50 cal. I would say that in that scenario, if you vote for anything other than for that genocidal maniac to have that handgun, that you did make a wrong decision.
And I respect that you feel that way. And I also respect that you're saying that you wouldn't like go up to someone and say this. I just feel like for me to say they should have done something, there's an element of like shame or assigning value to a choice there that I wouldn't do. I didn't say that I didn't want Kamala to win. Obviously, I hoped Kamala would have won. And I didn't say that I think that Trump would do equal or like anywhere comparable harm to what Kamala did. I do think the Democrats have a major like role to play as in the last like over a year upcoming to the election of violence that occurred in Gaza. But again, I never said that I wouldn't have wanted them to win. In your hypothetical, the former option is obviously what I would hope to happen. What I said I disagreed with you on was only the reasoning behind it. And I guess to you guys, it's not justifiable reasoning, and that's okay. But that's
I
just
guess
where
people only vote in like droves of tens of millions, hundreds of millions because we place value behind that. So when you're like, well, we shouldn't assign value to this vote, it's counterproductive to what the American people need to do. But I appreciate you for coming up nonetheless.
But what I'm saying is the value you're saying, the value of privilege, I think is unfair, especially if hypothetical you would be speaking to people with significantly less privilege to you. And maybe that's my perspective as an immigrant, but the way that Americanness is weaponized, American privilege, American colonialism is weaponized by immigrants versus native-born Americans, to me is completely different, which is why I wouldn't set that framing to a whole group of people. That's my opinion.
So I think in the first 5 seconds we had talked about this framing of privilege, and we actually had agreed on that. What is now being discussed is...
Yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. That's the reason why I said that I disagree.
Well, I think at the end there, like, you had a disagreement with me. I mean, that you said that you wouldn't place this value that individuals should have voted for Harris, and that's where I disagree with you, because we need to be able to place value on vote, and there is a value-based judgment that is being conducted given like the ethical concerns. It's like saying that we know with certainty that this genocidal maniac is either going to have the handgun or the fully loaded 50 cal that shoots automatic rounds. It's like saying, well, at the end of the day, like, we shouldn't say that they should have the handgun contrasted to the 50 cal. Like, if we don't place the value judgment on saying that the handgun is gonna like reduce in the consequent of less death compared to the 50 cal, well, then I feel like you're not really placing value on the life that will be lost given the 50 cal is used compared to the handgun. Like, that value statement is being driven by the increase in rights violations of the lives of innocent Palestinians that are being lost. And I feel like when you say, well, we can't really place a value judgment on that, I feel like that's where that perspective of privilege comes in a sense, saying that we're not placing value on the additional Palestinian lives that are being lost. And so, like, earlier when I was like, I feel as if it comes with some privilege to say that we should vote for a third-party candidate over Kamala Harris, having near certain knowledge that either Kamala Harris or Donald Trump will win. That's where that privilege comes in.
Yeah, I can't lie. I don't remember where I said value there, so I can't fully respond to that. I'm not going to lie to you. But I do think what I was thinking was like the values held by somebody whose family is directly impacted by it. I wouldn't cast judgment on that. Okay, the last thing I'll say, because I don't want to be like attacked by your chat, is another hypothetical. You know how you guys say, like, would you ever vote for somebody XYZ? If someone were to ask you this, I won't ask it actually, but like frame it. Like the hypothetical, would you ever vote for somebody whose administration furthered a genocide? Or would you ever vote for somebody who sent funding to a state like internationally known to be
Every president
like,
ever.
Sure. Yes. I mean, I'm not going to argue with you.
The answer to your question.
But
The answer to your question is no, unless we're given the scenario that who they're running against will perpetuate it to a higher degree. And like there's a ton of ways to wrap this into the conversation that they have. Like, we're always running like the argument, would you ever vote for a Gravis? Like, the answer to this question is no. But like, would I vote for if the only two candidates were they left? Like a 1-count Grapus than like a 10-count Grapus, right? You're gonna have more reason to inevitably vote for the 1-count Grapus insofar as the prevention of the 10-count Grapus from being in the Oval Office. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Yeah, sorry guys for kind of like
you wanna move over.
Sure, yeah, and sorry for kind of like derailing away from that from the Trump debates. But like at the same time, I do also think that there is a lot of value, especially right now post-election.
She said she was removed. It must have been banned.
Yeah,
you just didn't see the ban for some reason. That's really weird. It didn't show you the ban.
No, it didn't even give me like any notification on the top saying that they're banned.
Because we wouldn't have removed her. Yeah.
Like there's
I think that was a valuable conversation. It was important to talk about.
Yeah,
they were informed. They had good conversation. They brought like good responses. They were thoughtful.
Like post-election, and I like preached about this before the election. I was like, now is not the time to be like, oh, we shouldn't be supporting Kamala Harris because of this prior to the election. But now, this is when we have the discussions to reform the Democrat Party to get a better outcome in the future. Mm-hmm. Now is the time to be advocating for what you believe in, so we don't have a candidate that is running in another 3.5 years that is pro-genocide. You know what I mean? So now is the time to be having those really important and valuable conversations. But yeah, you want to
Next candidate AOC? Can we get some AOCWs in the shot? Like that's what we're looking for. We need to get be quick out there. Be like, yo, this is the particular candidate we want. They've got to be someone who's gonna literally advocate for Palestinians, fucking human rights, right? Like that's something that we need to step out on. Do first, right? That disagrees with the current democratic establishment when it comes to Israel. Right? That's what we want within the Democratic Party. And we can create that if we stay involved. Left-wing voters need to be involved within the primary process. They need to be involved right now to get like those types of candidates involved.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
You want to head over to yours?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a couple of people that I got to thank here first.
All right. I'll see y'all.
Ava, thank you so much for the $35 donation on Venmo. Thank you so much, Ava. Ava says, we need more conversations like this on the left. Thanks for bringing this person up. I've been wanting to hear my thoughts on the guest points. Yeah, no, I know. I just saw them in the chat. They disagreed with me, so I was like, oh, shit, I want to invite them up here. And, I'm actually really happy that they ended up being like incredibly well-spoken. They know what they're talking about. And it was actually, like a conversation that reaped, maybe some benefits. So that's cool. So we're going to be moving over to Parker's Life, and I am going to be getting off for the day. Yeah, can I talk more leftists? Dude, I feel like if I end up talking to more leftists, I'll just like move more to the left. So I should probably do that. I don't know. I feel like I wonder like if I were to talk to more leftists, like what the ideological separations between me and leftists would be. I wonder if there would be like lines there. I wonder, because I don't know. Maybe economics. I think economics is where those lines would hit, because I'm pro social democracy and capitalism. I think that capitalism can yield the best outcomes for society under certain models. I think that is going to be the hard lines. I should start like really researching economics and maybe start having some of those debates. But all right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and move over to Parker. Would you guys comment Parker's down below in the chat? And we're going to head over there. Capitalism? Yeah, capitalism can be structured good. Like all of the downfalls of capitalism are like when capitalism fails to provide adequate social safety nets. However, I believe when capitalism does not fail to provide adequate social safety nets, it's actually a pretty good structure. Okay, all right, we got Parker. He is at Parker Get a Real Job. So everybody please head over to at Parker Get a Real Job on TikTok. Go spam Dean Raid in his chat. I might, come over and watch for a little bit. I really appreciate everyone for tuning in today. It was a good day, a great day. And yeah, go raid Parker. Love you all. I'm going to go build some shit. I may be live on at DNC Dean later. We'll see if I end up doing that just to build some shit. But